was definitely a pull of the shirt from Kone. Smile for Tashi. With the long forward ball up toward Raymond Hussein. Scored a great trigger against the Norwegians. Kude. Dembele. Kude. They get it to Smile. Recovered by the first touch for Bradley Barcola. Just bringing Zidane Iqbal into that midfield, Steve. When he came on against Norway the other day, he's got a different range of passing. Midfielders that started the game were too short with the passing. He's got that ability to pick players up, switch the game. Kude to Dembele, who didn't quite trap it as he might have wished. Here's Zidane Iqbal. Good smile for Akam Hashim. This is the goalkeeper who played in the game when Iraq qualified for the World Cup, their 21st and last qualifying game, a win over Bolivia in Mexico. It was a little bit of a surprise that Ahmed Bazil wasn't in goal for the first game, and his replacement, Jamal Hassan, has been dropped today. Possibly for that error that he made against Erling Haaland, closing down on him right at the end of the first half. Terrible time to concede a goal. Ismail Al-Amari looking for the run of Hussein. It's a nice touch from Hussein. Nearly dropped to Ibrahim Bayesh. Rabiot. Lukadi. Lisa is available. Yellow card immediately. Amir Al-Amari. Well, he knew he had to do something, and he knew he had to do something whilst he was still in range of Mbappe. Yeah, the interesting thing was, though, Steve, was Tashin, he dropped off straight away from Mbappe. He was so scared of going tight because he just knew, if I go tight, he's going to knock it past me and run. So he backed off 20, 30 yards. And then Almari had to take him down because of the speed at which he was running. Free kick is curled in. It's not terribly interested in that little tumble. Olise. It's a lovely ball, and Mbappe Dembele scrambled a bit, might quite get there. It's going to be a corner kick, a bit of a slice clearance from Tashin, but it did the job for now. And he got away with it, Tashin, because he was quite slow reacting to the ball, and Dembele was on him like a flash. And he wanted the foul. And credit to the referee, he was right on top of it. Said no straight away, and he sent it to the Upamecano penalty appeal as well. I think it's been checked, Steve. Just carrying out that VAR check to clear everything up. Referee's happy. It'll be a corner kick, which Dembele is going to take. Played short to Olise. Dembele. Good foot in from Zidane Iqbal, and that's going to be a French throw. Started well, Iqbal, both in possession and out of possession. Here's a bit of room, Lukadi, with that lovely left boot cuts, and it just too high for Dembele. Olise deflected, Mbappe wide. Hoops from the Iraqi fans behind the goal. We saw it from Spain yesterday. Crosses into the box, causing problems. France trying to do a similar thing when they've got the opportunities in wide areas, put the ball in decent areas. Goalkeeper Basile, he did well initially just to get a punch on it. See the FIFA president Infantino, Christian Carambo, one of the great figures of French football, behind him, still looking really well, former Middlesbrough player. Start this. Jules Koundé, Olise. Ismail. Stosky with the forward ball. Manya is there. One of the things you could be organised, Steve, as a team in Iraq, the way that they play. Saw Saudi Arabia yesterday against the Spanish. They were organised, but they never got tight to them. They never made them get their heads down. They weren't physical with them. Straight away, Iraq, you can see, they're being physical with Spain. I know it's early doors, but it's a good way to start the game. He got through the first 10 minutes without any great alarms. Look for Meccano here. Saliba. Just coming a little deep, finding Dembele. Koundé making a forward run. Dembele stepping inside of Dosky, getting himself inside the penalty area. Almost coming back to Dembele, kept alive by Koundé. Rabiot for France. Barcola, Lucas Digne. Touchy concedes the throw, and he's happy to do so. Yeah, they're going to have to work harder, Iraq, and they're going to have to make sure that they cover the players. Dosky getting beat there, just trying to dive in. I think you've just got to ask Dembele to make the first decision. If you commit yourself, you're allowing him to make that mind up himself. Flanked by Kylian Mbappe to Ousmane Dembele. Dosky back to his goalkeeper. That's who clears the way downfield toward Omar Hussein. Ignace for the ball. Just about the front players, of course, with France. Luca Meccano and Saliba as a back two as well. No, I think Saliba's very solid. I think Meccano's got the occasional mistake in him, the lapse of concentration. Murray back to his goalkeeper. Saliba using his body well, I thought, on Omar Hussein. Dembele, Olise, Dembele. I feel like there's too many French players behind the ball at the moment. No one really alongside Olise and Mbappe. They can release either Rabiot or Koné higher up the pitch and help those two players. The two centre halves can do a lot of the passing that the centre midfielders are doing. Here's Saliba looking for a pass. Koundé. Trying to use that. Koundé to find a little bit of room, gets the return pass. Should be the keepers. Bit of a mix-up. Olise trying to profit. Seen it. Akram Hashim went for the same ball. They're just panic station, Steve. Just panicking about who's around them. Goalkeeper has to get a clear shout. Olise trying to thread it through. One by Mbappe. Nice dummy. Michael Olise looking for Kern. hurling body of Amir Alamari to get in the way of that. I don't know what Doski's doing in the left back position. Why are you trying to do a flick around Mbappe in that position? Pure madness. Elise, Mbappe, power! Kylian Mbappe with a left-footed hammer is down with the wave. Mbappe with a beaming smile, France with the lead, and the main man has come up trumps with his 15th World Cup goal. Well, it's stunning, simply stunning from Kylian Mbappe. He's found himself on that right-hand side, drifts inside, perhaps not as confident on his left foot, but gets the laces through it, gives Basile no chance of getting anywhere near it, just ever so slightly unsighted from Akam Hashim. The strike. It's glorious, isn't it? Wow. Well, all I can tell you is that when he woke up this morning, Miroslav Klose was joint top of the all-time World Cup goal-scoring list. By the time he goes to bed tonight, he might be third. Incredible. Elise. It's a good kick. The last few moments, what we've seen from Mbappe, when they get close to him, he's got that skill, he's got that magic to take them on. So they've thought, we'll stand off him a little bit. And then he shows the quality of his striking from outside the box is equally as impressive. Rabiot, Saliba. They're making a run into Meccano fans who span their belly. Come back to their belly when he shouldn't have done. Ibrahim Bayesh has it momentarily. Has it again now. There's a bit of a problem finding a route out. Mane Kone's there. Kunde. No route out, Steve. That's the issue. He can't find a focal point. He can't hit a ball into a forward player because the two centre halves are so physical. It's something to build from. Tashi, that's a lovely ball over the top of Luca Dean, but it's well covered by Saliba. It was intended for Ahmed Kassim. Marking his 100th. Kylian Mbappe with his 59th goal for his country. Here can Iraq really for the first time. Like Manya to stretch and got there. It's a lovely idea, isn't it? Trying to just feed it round the back of Meccano. Yep. There's a lot of room. To the side of Elise, Kunde square. He was sniffing again. It was just as well that Akam Hashim got himself in the way. Just got those rotations moving now. LA drifted inside. Elise finds himself in that position that we see so often for Bayern Munich. On the right-hand side. So you get Iqbal with a little exchange of senses with Doski, who is fouled. It's a free kick to Iraq. Body check, but it's so important now that we get a little bit of possession, just take a little bit of heat out of the game if possible. Tashi. Tashi. Any time they can spend not penned in their final third is good time from their point of view. She's full of ball. Able to control. It's the right ball, just overhit. Too much weight on it. Trouble around. Barcola, Mbappe in the middle. Olise arriving. Bradley Barcola. Clipped up beautifully. Mbappe, a little dummy for Dembele. Koundé. The touch from Barcola. Just stunning. Absolutely brilliant. Outside of the foot, just take it into his stride. Too much on that from Ousmane Dembele, and some relief for Iraq, who had some good moments in Boston against Norway, but also were guilty of avoidable defensive errors, and you can't do that against Erling Haaland, and you certainly can't do it against Kylian Mbappe. No, not at all. There's a difference between France and Norway in speed and the intensity of which France have started this game. Norway struggled in the first 20 minutes or so. It took them to the hydration break to change things. Koundé dispossessed well by Ismail. A well won back by Koundé. Passes on here. Through Alamari, he's in the way as Saints looking for Mbappe. It's a horrible group for Iraq to be in. Haaland and Norway, then Mbappe and France, and then Mane and Senegal. You want to play in the World Cup, you want to play against the best teams. This is the part of the process and enjoyment. Oh, Barcola with a change of pace. We watched Spain, didn't we? Their forward players were breathtaking. This is even more so, I think. More dynamic. Luka Deep's cross. Touchback by Seal. Koundé. Koundé to Dembele. Well blocked. Certainly the neutrals, many of the neutrals with the underdogs you would expect. Not so sure, Steve. I think we're here for Mbappe. Well, yes, there is that. There's a little buzz every time they just have a bit of possession. Rabiot. Steps inside. So we go to Rabiot and back again. Dembele. Suspicious bit of contact involving Tashi here on the Mbappe. That was curling in the direction of the French skipper. And the referee says, let's have a hydration break. We need one. It is very, very stuffy in Philadelphia today. So France 1 up, Kylian Mbappe on the score sheet. Well, if you want to see the match from every angle, from any player's eyes and every move, then scan the QR code to get the World Cup 3D experience in the BBC Sport app. It might be quite interesting to do that from an Iraqi defender's point of view, just to try and appreciate how befuddled you may sometimes be. Very true. And of course, more football from the World Cup on the BBC. Norway versus Senegal tonight. 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, actually Tuesday morning, your time, 5 Live and BBC Sounds. A little later than that, Jordan against Algeria. That's also 5 Live and BBC Sounds. That's kicking off at 4 a.m. your time. And then, of course, BBC One and iPlayer Tuesday evening, England against Ghana. That is at 8 p.m. And Scotland against Brazil from Miami, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Again, BBC One and the iPlayer. Let's get in Gail Clichy, shall we? Gail, good evening to you. How happy is Didier Deschamps with that first section of the game, do you think?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, in games like this, the longest you spend trying to score that first goal, the hardest it becomes. So great to score. What we've seen, you have to kind of see who you play against. And I think tonight it will be amazing to see Koundé did what he did around the 10th minute, overlapping to leave that space, the half space for the players like Dembele, Kylian Mbappe, and Olise to link up, in tight spaces. We prefer to have them in the heart of the game, of the pitch, because their quality is better and is higher in terms of quality than the others. You're not going to get exposed too much, so you can have your fullback open wide, because Iraq are not going to propose much, and you need those spaces for those talented players. But overall, I think it's a very good game that France started well, and nothing to say really. Hopefully we can see some more goals, but Kylian look sharp like the rest of the team. Really happy with that.
Thank you very much, Gail. And making a change very early on here. Ibrahim Hussein is being replaced by Ali Al-Hamadi. The captain's armband is being handed on to Ibrahim Bayesh. So that's it. And he's clearly struggling, the 30-year-old centre-forward, the man who scored both for and against Iraq in the game against Norway in Boston, is replaced by Ali Al-Hamadi, 24-year-old, an Ipswich Town player on loan at Luton last season, became the first Iraqi to play in the Premier League, representing the Tractor Boys. Also, Wickham and Wimbledon on his CV. That's a big shame for Ayman Hussein. I was just trying to work out when he might have picked that injury up. I know Saliba hit him quite hard within the first 10 minutes or so, and body checked him, and he sort of walked up holding his chest. So just wait and see what that is. But it is a blow for Iraq. Ismail away to Hussein Ali, dropping over the top of Luke Hadid promisingly here, and collected by Ahmed Kassem. There might be something on for Iraq here. The shot was charged down by Saliba. If you see a chink in the back line, make the most of it. And what we saw there is Ahmed Kassem is a lot quicker than Luka Digne. So you'll be looking to spin that ball in behind as much as possible, and know that that's your out ball. Zidane Iqbal with the forward ball. That's come off Koundé. Ibrahim Bayesh here for Iraq. Opportunity for the cross from Doski to the back post. Attacked by Al-Hamadi and wide of the post, but decent ball in. Ali Al-Hamadi got something on it. Don't turn down a cross if you get that opportunity to get the ball in. You see Doski here is just waiting for Ali Al-Hamadi to make his move, to get a look above the centre half. Saliba just does enough to put him off. And had that been the man who's just come off, Ayman Hussein, uninjured, he just might have got on it. Judging from his header against Norway, which was a fabulous centre forward header. Didier Deschamps down the touchline there behind Jules Koundé is just one win away from equaling the record for the most victories as their manager at World Cups. The West German boss Helmut Schön currently top on 16. Deschamps at the start of play, one behind. I think he'll overtake that, Steve, in this competition. Many people's favourites with the strength and depth that they have. The way that they've started this game, the intent is certainly there. They want to win this trophy. Lucadini with a forward ball. And an interesting opportunity for us, having seen Spain yesterday and watched France today, to see at close quarters two of the favourites, if not the two favourites. Brahim Bayesh couldn't quite control it, but Iraq do have the throw. I think both have got a superstar, haven't they? That can change a game. Yamal, Mbappe, there's many others within the ranks as well. I just think that France are athletically a little bit more powerful and strong than Spain. Mehes Toshki with his throw in for Iraq. It's an awkward bounce for Saliba, and Ali Al-Hamadi has won it, sends it to Ismail, and Ismail sends it wide, back into Zaid Ismail here. Hussein Ali looking to deliver the cross, which deflects behind for a corner kick to Iraq. That's good, it's not pretty at times, but if it works, take out that press from France, go a little bit more direct, be physical. It's not the easiest to deal with those long balls, and Ali Al-Hamadi, since he's come on, has been a nuisance to both Saliba and Upamecano. So, a little bit of defending to do for Mike Magna and co. Yeah, Joe Hart said it, didn't he? He said it might be a game of set pieces for Iraq, and this is an opportunity now. You have to take your time, you have to make sure that you're set up properly, make sure that that quality is right. The one thing you can't do, if you get 2-3 corners in a game, you cannot waste them. You can't hit that front post and it be headed out straight away. Amir Al-Amari is going to take this corner kick, one of the few in the squad who play in Europe. He's in Polish football. It'll come left-footed in towards Mike Magna. We've played half an hour. France lead 1-0. Mbappe scored it, and it is overhit. Kept in or not? Yes, kept in. Well, there's your wasted corner. Overhitting it, either under or over. Has to be better. Kune with the throw. From Kasem taken away from him, Jules Koundé. Dembele popping up left side. Talk about them hydration breaks, Steve. Iraq have come out better, more organised, a better identity of what they want to do. Barcola in behind. And getting support. Mbappe to Dembele. Bradley Barcola. Dembele again. Mbappe onto his right, an important block from Zidane Iqbal. They're better, have to get out to him, have to get closer. They didn't for the goal. Lucadini's cross went through Hussein Ali, but not through Zahid Tassin. Hussein Ali can clear here. Olise. Olise's had that stunning season with Bayern. Manu Kone. Olise. Hit Tashin rather than Tashin hitting it. That's come off the head of Hussein Ali. Neatly done. Hastowski back to his goalkeeper. Calmly done by the left back. Yeah, he is a good player. He overplayed a little bit earlier on, but he's been a little bit too cocky with Mbappe, trying to nutmeg him. On the whole, against Norway, he was very impressive. He's played well so far in this game. Scored for Iraq in a pre-tournament friendly against Spain in La Coruña. Lehastovsky plays with Victoria Pilsenia in the Czech Republic. Saliba, Rabiot, Kone, Olise. A little touch from Mbappe actually made it a bit harder for Barca, arguably. They feel set at times, Iraq, and then suddenly there's just that injection of pace and the little ball round the corner, 1 and 2 touch. Breathtaking at times. It's very hard to defend against. It's Kone, got away from Ismail. Rabiot. It's going to deflect to Olise, I think. He has indeed won it. In the back eight for Dembele. Just out of play, that's a shame. Actually did well there, Dosky, because he closed him down extremely quickly. The touch was lovely from Dembele, but he just did enough to put him off Dosky. So weird, Dembele. 2 Euros, 2 World Cups, 19 appearances before today in major tournament football. No goals. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Nicely done, Zidane Iqbal. This is a French throw-in. It's great that we have a Zidane and a Zico and a Zizou actually in this World Cup, and a Trezeguet. Rabiot is having his shirt pulled by Al-Hamidi. Referee lets it go. Koundé. Ousmane Dembele. No, it's not. It's an Iraqi throw. You feel there is an element of competition between Messi and Mbappe. It just happens to have fallen that they play on the same day today. Here comes the rain. Oh, goodness me. That's just out of nowhere. Where did that come from? Manu Kone, beaten by Ismail. We've not had a weather delay yet at this World Cup finals. Lehastovsky for Iraq as people scramble and scatter for cover. This is Ismail. Zidane Iqbal. Well, the rule is there is thunder or lightning within an 8-mile radius of the stadium, then the players will go off, and they'll go off for a minimum of half an hour, because every time there's another strike of lightning or another clap of thunder within that radius, the 30-minute clock starts again. At the moment, it's just rain, but I wouldn't bank on it staying that way. Barca here for France. Lovely run. Olise just beaten to it and cleared away by Lehastovsky. Just thought he should have hit it, Steve. He was trying to be cute and playing Olise, but I think the strike was on for Barcola. Rabiot. Dembele. Olise, Dembele. It's a lazy pass. It was a lazy pass from Elise. It wasn't a difficult one, and Dembele was in. We have a modicum of a roof over us. It's quite a small one. Our colleagues from Five Live in front do not. It's just started to drip as well from the roof, Steve. That's how strong this rain is. Dosky with the forward ball for Iraq. Upamecano. Koundé. Saliba. Lucati. Rabiot. Just that final pass at the moment, Steve, that France can't quite put together to get that second goal, and Iraq have been stubborn in the way that they've defended. Ibrahim Baez just caught there by Rabiot, at least he thought so. Referee didn't give it, Ismail's given the ball away, what an effort! That's it. 3 metres maybe over the top from Kylian Mbappe, but that's how sharp he is. Yeah, he is. He just sees it, doesn't he? Straight away. They wanted a foul there, but it's not a foul. Rabiot wins the ball. And Mbappe, vision, just hasn't got the execution this time to find the back of the net. Ismail. Bassi in the Iraqi goal, clears left-footed away downfield. Saliba winning the second header. Kone is caught, and there's a word in the ear of Zidane Iqbal, no more. Yeah, sensible referee, and he knows it's a genuine attempt to get to the ball. Kone reads it, gets out the way ever so slightly, just does enough. Lucati. Rabiot. Koundé. I thought it was getting lighter, the rain, Steve. It's just picked up again, hasn't it? It has. Koundé. Mbappe, brilliant feat. Oh, just taken away from him by Hussein Ali at the crucial moment. It's a great bit of defending. I thought he was going to score a fabulous individual goal with a pirouette, but the finish didn't quite follow. But the defending is exceptional, Steve, because the movement from Mbappe just gets him behind, and you think he's strong enough, but he just does enough there. Hussein Ali, and then he's also got Akam Hashim helping him out. But that's how quick they can change the game, France. Just that injection of pace. You have to be at your best. And credit to Iraq. They have been so far. Done extremely well to thwart them at times. Akam Hashim with the forward ball to Ali Al-Hamidi. That's a foul. I did have paper in front of me on my desk. I now have papier-mâché in front of me on my desk. And an umbrella above you. Yeah. Thank you to Chris Taylor. Deep forward and out of play. Feels like Philadelphia is saying to Salford, that's not rain, this is rain. Steve, from our left, and we can see over the city, we can no longer see the city. No, it's completely disappeared. Shrouded now. Upamecano for France. It's not stopping the crowd, Steve, they're loving it. The volume's just got up in the stadium. Ismail. Tachi back to goalkeeper Ahmed Basir for Akam Hashim. There's Dosky. Ismail. Just started to find a way out of Iraq from the press of France. It is only 1-0, isn't it? Yeah, it's been decent from Iraq so far. Passes behind Ousmane Dembele. It was a long diagonal on, then momentarily from Makam Hashim away to the far side, and Ibrahim, or actually Ahmed Kassim, but he didn't reckon he could play it. Well, as the Americans would say, this is the rainingest rain yet at this World Cup. Zagatashi. And the Amari for Iraq. There's Doski's ball into Al-Hamadi, holding it up and being fouled by Manu Kone. They've got a free kick midway inside French territory. We're into the last minute of the first half. And I think the good thing from an Iraq point of view is that they've started to carry a threat now. They're starting to hold the ball up. They're starting to find a way out. Now it's, can they create an opportunity? I've talked about it before from the set piece. Can they get quality into the box now? That little girl looked rather less enamoured than her mum. Tickets are not cheap. This is an expensive shower the supporters are getting. It's an Iraqi free kick. Seconds to go of normal time in this half. Can they equalise here? Right before half time. Swung in toward the back post. It was attacked by Akam Hashim. It's cleared away. And then Ismail will go and chase and collect under no pressure from Olise, advancing slowly. Minimum of 3 added minutes. Ismail. Zidane Iqbal. Doski. Zidane Iqbal. That's outrageous passing, Steve. It's so unfortunate, but that's the right idea, and it just changes the way that Iraq can play, because then they can find a route out. They can start to be a danger going forward. They need to get him on the ball more. He came on against Norway, didn't really have much of an impression in the game. They were already adrift by the time he got on, well adrift. But he's impressed in that Iraqi midfield. The man brought up in Wally Range, a couple of miles from Old Trafford. He's now in Trek, by the way, in the Netherlands, who have told him to find a new club. Al-Hamadi around the corner. Saliba's beaten to it. This is an opportunity for Ali Al-Hamadi, maybe. It's been a nuisance, Steve. He's done really well up front. Held it up, being a menace again to Saliba there, just pushing him aside, being strong, taking those second balls up. Upamecano for France. Ousmane Dembele. Rabiot. Jules Koundé, really just waiting for the referee's whistle, hoping it comes before a clap of thunder or a clap of lightning. Or was that right? That flash of lightning. Dembele, and the referee has blown for half-time, so France lead by a Kylian Mbappe goal at half-time. Wonderful left-footed strike, rasping beyond the fingertips of Ahmed Brasil into the back of the Iraqi net, but they haven't been able to add to that. It is 1-0 at half-time. Join us after this bath.
As you said, it's the most expensive shower that a lot of people inside the stadium will have experienced. France lead by a goal to nil at half-time. There is a chance at the moment that the second half will not get underway on time because there is lightning forecast, and if that happens, there will be a 15-minute delay from the last strike of lightning until players come out, and then players will warm up for 15 minutes. But we'll keep you posted on all of that. All of which is to say here in the studio, take your time. We've got loads of it. And it feels as though the storm is yet to come for France as well, Olivier. It feels as though they haven't quite hit the heights that they did in the second half against Senegal.
Well, they score on the 14th minute. I would expect them to push again more and more. We've seen some good movements, but I would see more players in the box, especially when Dembele or Koundé, Barcola on the other side, and also Lucadine succeed to find a good position for good cross. I want more players attacking the box, but it's a good half. But we can do much better.
Yeah, productive with that one goal in there. But Gail, if they are going to change how they play, do they need to change some of the players on the pitch?
I don't think you need to change the player at the minutes, but I think you need to have a better structure, and the player needs to be able to move better. In this game, you're not going to be threatened, by the run of the Iraqi strikers, and I think it's important to put your best player in certain position. We will hopefully be able to show people who are watching what we are talking about. But overall, when they had to deliver, they delivered, but we need more because it's a very slow game so far.
Yeah, we will get to the pictures. And also we should say, just before that storm, as you can see, it was extremely humid there, which may well have some effect on the players on the pitch. From an Iraq point of view, it's not quite that kind of tight, disciplined performance that we saw against Norway, but they've managed to be relatively frustrating to France as well, and just keep it down to one goal.
Yeah, I think so, but I think you've got to take into account the hard work they've put into it to only be one goal down. They've worked so hard as a team, and they've been put under so much pressure. And relatively speaking, France haven't really been pushed physically. So Iraq are right at their top level, keeping this game as it is right now. They're 1-0 down. They know one more, it's going to be a real struggle. But you often see this in these sorts of games. They've got the huff and puff, and their manager talked about it before the game. It's not a 60-minute match. They're going to have to do that for 100 minutes. It's going to be tough, and France are going to be able to make changes. So they're going to keep coming. They're going to stay calm. And I've got a feeling the second half will be a little bit different.
Yeah, and also France have that secret weapon in Kylian Mbappe. Who else was going to score? After we saw Lionel Messi get another 2 goals earlier on, we know that Mbappe is just moving closer to him and just chasing down that all-time World Cup goal-scoring record. Tell us how he did it.
We'll catch him in just a matter of time. Well, on this clip, he's on the wing, trying to find Olise, but the ball came back to Olise, play first intention, clever, allow him to get some time on the ball and just to strike it like with his left foot. I've seen him at training doing that,
yeah.
But it's true that the keeper, unfortunately, I think can't see the start of the ball, and apparently Joe was saying that these balls are flying a little bit.
Yeah, Olivier, I so many times I'm seeing this goal way too many times for a World Cup for there not to be something up with that football. It's that kind of shoulder height. As soon as they're not using the curling technique, as soon as that ball is not moving, is not spinning, the goalkeepers are struggling. Now this is a real slowed down version we're getting now. Kylian Mbappe gets it out of his feet. Of course, there's a few defenders in the way that makes it difficult for Ahmed. but he has eyes on it from this moment onwards, right? And watch the ball, the trajectory of it. It is not moving. Now, that's not right in the corner, and this is not me coming for the goalkeeper, because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with Mendy, Zidane, Pickford. They just cannot seem to get their timing of this football, this World Cup football. Anything above shoulder height that's not a curled effort. As it leaves it, he's got enough time. A World Cup goalkeeper can get a step in here and dive, but it seems like it's on him before he's even ready to make contact. And I was speaking to Gail during the first half and saying, how many times at top level do you see the goalkeeper touch it and it go in the goal? Very rarely, because they're good enough to, once if they do get contact, they get it wide. I'm noticing in this tournament that goalkeepers are getting touches on it above their shoulder height, and they're just not able to keep it out. So something's up.
You know, everybody except goalkeepers is loving these long-range goals that are happening in this World Cup. Olivier, what did you spot in that? You were sort of talking as Joe was doing his analysis. You spotted a couple of things in there.
Yeah, I just watched the keeper, and it's true that I think, and I've seen him saying to his defender, I can't see the start of the ball, and you can see his last, you do the horse,
step,
tell me, and then
like a cowboy.
You can see,
It's
when
perfect
he's
for America.
pushing, he's pushing like very late, actually, and
obviously, we're going to have time here, and everyone tune in because this is goalkeepers. But it's just the calculation. It's the brain calculation of a goalkeeper. You see it, you get set, you get your movement in, you fly after the ball. But as I say, in this tournament, they're getting set and they're flying after it, and it's just not matching up with what they're doing, with what they do daily. Like I say, there's so little margin for error at this level. Mbappe is one of the best, if not the best in the world. But I'm telling you that he will expect to save that.
Yeah.
It's not right in the corner. And very rarely do we see goals going in regularly, 1.5 meters inside the post. But this is not just on Ahmed. Like I say, I'm naming Edouard Mendy, who's one of the top goalkeepers, Champions League winner, Pickford, England's #1. Zidane did it against Messi. They're just not timing that save. And lower down, you're seeing it sharp. But as soon as that ball hasn't got spin on it, it seems to be on them before they can react. And they're just not making that save once they do make contact.
Gail, from a fan's perspective, tell us a little bit more about the point you were making earlier about the organisation and how France can get that flow.
I think we have all the players to play the right way, and you can see that when it's done correctly, things do work. Here, Kylian is actually playing as a number 9. You will see he's in the box. He's trying to reach that. He can smell it, and he's about to get it. So this is what we like, because there's often this debate in France between he's a number 9, but he wants to be on the left, and when he's on the left, there's nobody in the box. This is what he's doing, and this is why he's been rewarded with the first goal. And this tells you that the team is onto something very special. Again, he's there. He wants to be really direct. He wants to be in the box. And here again, he could have had an assist because the movement is perfect. The execution is something to be executed better, but the intention are there. Here's the same situation. You have Dembele on the wing. You have Koundé going inside. This is what we want. And there, you want your number 9 to go in. Of course, we know he's not a proper number 9, but this is where we want him to improve. And it's not so much to say he has to be a number 9. You have to alternate, because your own quality is to be a flexible player. But in certain moments, like this one, you have to be in the box.
France missing an out-and-out number 9, Olivier?
Yeah, I have the feeling, like Gail says, that we need to bring more players in that box, especially, the first post run. The ball might not arrive, but you free the space for the player behind you, and got used to do it back in the days. And it's true also that they would need a target maybe, because you see Kylian loves to touch the ball out of the box. And maybe, in that tight spaces in the box, to use someone you can deflect the ball like flick-ons. And that's why maybe, to bring a target man, later in the game would be a good option, especially because they have a deep block, and they defend really compact.
But I think, in that situation we just seen with Koundé being in the half space, which is great because we hold position, but you want certain player in those positions. And finally, the goal we scored is because Mbappe is in the half space, because Olise comes from the half space. If instead of Koundé, you have someone who can receive the ball in that space and turn, then you're facing the game and you can be dangerous. With Koundé here, he doesn't want to be there. He's attacking the space. We're losing the ball. And I think in that game, we need to be really sound on where to be, who needs to be in certain position. And a game is never easy, but you will make your life much more easier because the player we have is just, out of this world.
Olivier, you know Didier Deschamps, and when it comes to the training and the work that they do on the training ground, what will he be implementing? Because this is all stuff that we're thinking and we're realising, and do they need a 9 and do they need someone to hold up? Will he be working on that forward run line, or do they rely very much on their in-game IQ?
Yeah, they rely on their IQ, I would say, because with Kylian playing number 9 and Dembele around him, even if we've seen him a lot on the sideline, Olise, Barcola, who is a proper winger. I think, they need to adapt to their qualities. And if you don't play with a proper number 9, I think, you have to rely on their freedom on the pitch, their capability to create some magic,
We were talking before, and I can only imagine in the small-sided games, you must witness some of the best football.
Training sessions, they're
seen.
amazing. They're such a good understanding, like especially Ousmane and Kylian. We played that game on the Monday, just when we meet up in Clairefontaine, where you put the goals down and you play. You need to finish in one touch, but you have to play 2 touches, and they were unbelievable. If you were on their team, you win every single day.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to going to training with all of those players.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. Just to remind you that there is a delay to the start of the second half. There's what they call lightning activity in the area around the stadium in Philadelphia. So they're going to wait until that passes. Fans are being asked to take shelter outside of the Stadium Bowl.
Character. And I was like, surely walks like you're a senior player. Jude Bellingham, if he's 18, 19, 20, he's not going to affect.
Has got the goal, but he had the opportunity to take it again, Gail.
He will have opportunities, and that's what we're saying. With a player like this and the player around him, if you can put them in certain situations, that's what we're trying to talk about. When you have those guys in front of the box who can link up like this, 1, 2 touches, there's so much that we can do, and this is what we want to see. Of course, to come back and bounce back to what Joe said, national team, time is your enemy. You don't have time to work more because every 2 days you're playing, you have some players who are recovering. So that's why it's very important that the message that you want to give to your players that, of course, we want him to shine, but for him to shine, he needs to have the right people around him to feed him. He can do on his own, like Olise can do on his own. But of course, you're always better when you have strong people and a strong team around you.
Do you think in a game like this then, Gail, obviously people will be thinking about maybe change it up, maybe bring on the bigger number 9, but this is a good opportunity for them to learn in-game, using their qualities, understanding each other with the low block.
But how it is. It's impossible to bring big number 9.
Yeah.
Because Kylian is playing number 9 for perhaps one of the biggest clubs in the world. This is where he wants to play.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can he play there for 90 minutes? Or does he want to drift on the side? Thierry used to be like this with Arsenal. He used to play number 9, but drifting away. But again, to find that connection with Robert Pires on the left-hand side and Ashley Cole overlapping. So in the end, that's 20 years ago, but this is what you want. You want to bring your players and give them the freedom they want within a structure. So basically what I say to my player, I create the structure for you to create chaos within the structure. This is what you're trying to do, but national team don't have time to work. So understanding that the player have their own quality, but at the same time, they need to work together to kind of give you what you want to see.
Nevertheless, France do have that 1-goal advantage, but Iraq have lost their main threat in the game. Just after the drinks break, Ayman Hussein came off. He was holding on to his groin. Looks like he's got some kind of injury and will be missing for them. And what is significant is that this, Olivier, would be exactly the kind of position that you'd want a striker to be in.
Yes, it's a good cross. I mean, he's in duel with 2 players, so they will try to do it more often, to play with their qualities. The striker is playing in Luton, I think, Premier League. He used to play in England, so I think they will try to use his capability to be good in the air, even if we've got strong guys also at the back in France, Saliba and Upamecano. So, yeah, they will, they struggle to pass the halfway line, and they will try to put the ball in the box whenever they can. But yeah, I think for France, we should also, have more variations in our game and be more present, have more presence in the box, especially on crosses.
Still looking very relaxed from a French point of view, though, here in the studio. As far as Iraq are concerned, let's get some thoughts on their first half performance from their assistant coach, Rennie Merlinstein.
The team played very well in the first half, and even after Mbappe's goal, you weren't affected. What was missing to go into halftime with a draw?
Well, obviously, the quality of Mbappe. I mean, we're up against world-class players, and we've not got one. We've got about 5 or 6 or even more. So we knew against that. But having said that, the boys, couldn't have really well kept a good structure, defensive structure. I think after that, the goal from Mbappe, we didn't really concede any big chances. So we're still in the game. We have to just make and see that we stay in the game in the early parts of the second half, and hopefully we can make something happen.
How much did Ayman Hussain's injury affect your plan?
Yeah, well, that's not obviously not a good thing, because Ayman is important to us. We can play up against him. He's obviously a top striker, and also very strong in the air. So it's really sad for him as well that he had to come off.
Good in it.
Just to remind you, the match is currently suspended. The second half will get underway as soon as the lightning strikes have passed over the stadium in Philadelphia. What they'll do is they'll wait for the final lightning strike, and then once that's happened, they'll wait for 15 minutes. Players will then come out, they'll warm up for 15 minutes, and only then will the game itself get back underway, with France leading by 1-0. There is lots to do in the meantime. There's loads of World Cup content to discover on the BBC Sport app.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 on the BBC Sport app. Watch highlights, goals, and expert analysis in a short video feed. Get involved with quizzes, player radar, and the all-new predictor game. And explore every angle with the immersive FIFA World Cup 3D experience. Let's make it iconic. Download the BBC Sport app.
Thomas Tuchel's England have got off to a winning start.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
It is the big one for England tomorrow. They can book their place in the knockout stages with a win over Ghana. Coverage begins at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on BBC One. The other Group L match is between Panama and Croatia. That's also on BBC One from 10 to midnight tomorrow. The third of the trio in action today, all those big hitters in action. We've seen Lionel Messi. We're currently watching Kylian Mbappe. We will be again at some point. Erling Haaland is in action for Norway later on against Senegal. Commentary on 5 Live and BBC Sounds from 1 a.m. Portugal against Uzbekistan live at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's also on 5 Live and on BBC Sounds.
Give it up for the greatest of all time.
Lionel Messi shows his genius today.
Made impossible feel like it was possible.
Your superstar lineup of unforgettable characters.
It's God, and the Peaky Blinders.
And absolute icons.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Please do continue to enjoy the summer.
From football legends to TV royalty, watch them all on BBC iPlayer.
Now, while England play their second group match tomorrow night, we will have an exclusive interview with manager Thomas Tuchel at full time in that. Scotland play their third and final match in Group C against Brazil in Miami on Wednesday night. Here's Ailey Barber.
It's been a busy final day in camp here in Charlotte for Scotland before they head down to Miami for this crunch final group match against Brazil. The players all trained just over the fence behind me on the training pitches. Everybody present and correct, apart from Aaron Hickey, who's still managing his minutes a little bit. Didn't play any part in that game against Morocco, so we will find out tomorrow whether he is fit to play any part against Brazil. We've spoken to Steve Clarke as well following training, and he remains confident that Scotland can get what they want against a hugely iconic side when it comes to world football. It is a mouth-watering prospect ahead for Scotland to go head-to-head with Brazil in Miami. The fans have all travelled down already. They have been rollerblading along South Beach in Miami, getting ready for what will be and could be an historic night for the national team. We travel down a little bit later as well. The press conference and the final training session takes place tomorrow, and then it is all eyes on Scotland against Brazil in Miami.
I'm not sure rollerblading is a good idea for those Scotland fans, having seen how they were in Boston. Earlier today, as Ailey said, she spoke to Scotland boss Steve Clarke.
We knew the first game was a game we had to win. We won it. Gave Morocco a game the other night, showed that we can compete at this level. And now we have to try and finish the job in the group stage. We need to try and get a point or 3 points to know that for certain that we're coming out of the group. And that's all that's in our mind. The biggest thing between these two games is because the gap is so short, and we've obviously got another travel day today, is to make sure that everyone's rested and recovered. We've spoken a lot about the defensive side, but we actually spoke more about what we can do with the ball, and we've shown the lads a lot of good clips from situations where we got to certain positions on the pitch, and we're just looking for that final bit, that final little bit of end product, that final touch of quality that gets you the goals at this level.
Joe, as an Englishman who has a soft spot for Scotland, having spent time there with it when you were at Celtic, thoughts on the fact that Scotland have beaten Haiti, lost to Morocco, and now probably need something from Brazil, of all teams?
Do you know what? They're ready to rumble. That's what I've loved about this side. That was a really big night, that first one against Haiti, and they stepped up. They won the game. That's all Scotland were asked to do in that situation. It wasn't a perfect night. They were up against a decent opposition. The Morocco game, I respect the fact that they wanted to hang in there and make it difficult at the end. Almost went to plan, could have had a penalty, could have got the point that they wanted. But that Brazil game is iconic and it's massive. And do you know what? They feel like they belong there. And that's really important in a game like that. I'm really excited to watch it.
And also, Scotland are on 3 points. So it means that they could actually lose to Brazil and still go through as a third place team. If you go to the groups and schedule page of the BBC World Cup website, it'll show you the knockout stages as it stands and which third place teams are currently going through. But remember, not everybody has even played their second group game yet. So it's a movable feast as we get into the later games there. England, one of those teams who are ready for their second game, just over 24 hours to go until they take on Ghana in Boston. Kelly Summers has more from inside the camp with the players enjoying life in Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City is known for its legendary barbecue food, jazz heritage, and passionate sporting culture. Home of KC Current, Sporting KC, the Chiefs, and the Royals. And now, for the moment, the Three Lions, who've been soaking up the heart of America since their win over Croatia.
Well, the baseball was the first game, to be fair, but decent.
I like the country music. Last night, Ella Langley was playing. Had cowboy hat on and cowboy boots and all sorts. Luckily, there's no photos kicking about. Steely came with us and Harry came with us.
Are they big country music fans too?
Harry is.
Wore a Dallas Cowboys jersey into Kansas the other day, and I was with my family, and the guy said to me, "You can't wear that around here."
Being with this younger group, being with this manager in America, like everything is just.
It's like a movie.
Yeah, it's special. It's really, really special.
Following downtime on Friday, it was back to business at the weekend with the intensity of training under Thomas Tuchel clear to see.
It's normal, it's an elite manager. He demands the highest of quality from his players, and he want to give the highest quality back as well. So it's very normal.
He's not afraid to shout at you. He's always demanding from you, making sure you're on it every day. I think you saw it with Jed that he was saying, "Wake up, wake up."
Really, really
intelligent. His manager, he's funny guy. He seems like a
Is he? Like, I kind of get that feeling from the press conference. Is he like that behind the scenes as well?
yeah, definitely. He's really good with the team as a whole, and tactically, yeah, you know, he's on another level. He's really good.
He knows how to, catch your attention. Everything he comes out with is so inspiring. He breaks everything down and makes it so easy to understand.
He's got that both sides to him where you can go to the baseball last night and throw a first pitch and you can sit and chat to him, but when it comes to training, that you expect a certain standards from the lads.
Next up then, a trip to Boston, where a win for England over Ghana would all but crown them as group winners, helping them map out a path which they hope ends in New York.
Well, we're not in Kansas anymore. In Philadelphia, it's not quite tornado weather, but it is very heavy rain. There is lightning in the area, and the minute that lightning finishes, they'll wait for 15 minutes. The players will then come out to warm up for 15 minutes, and then finally, the second half of France's game against Iraq will get underway. So it's going to be 30 minutes at least until that game gets underway, with France leading by a goal to nil, scored by Kylian Mbappe to take him within 3 of Lionel Messi as the most prolific World Cup goal scorer of all time, because he moved on to 18 earlier today. Joe, as far as England are concerned, as they head into their group game against Ghana, it was so impressive, not just in terms of the result against Croatia, but the fact that they were on the front foot, that they were so attacking, that they were so forward-looking.
Yeah, and I think that was there was a big half time in that, because to concede so late in the first half and have the only bit of that first half that they defended so deep, and that message to be, as soon as they walked through into that dressing room, that was the message from Thomas Tuchel. That is not how we're going out in this World Cup. We're going out attacking the game. We're going out with our attacking players. We are not going to be sitting deep, hanging on to leads. We're going to look to blow people away. Love the changes that he made. 3 really attacking substitutions with about... When the game was getting tight, they had that spell after Jude Bellingham scored and the goalkeeper had a brilliant 10 minutes and kept Croatia in the game. That's a moment where previously we might have seen England think, do you know what, let's just win the game 3-2. He sent a huge message on with those changes, and they went and blew Croatia away. A really, really, really good performance.
Gail, I wouldn't like to suggest that anybody in England is getting carried away with one game at the World Cup, but what's the perception from outside of England on England's performance and chances in this World Cup?
No, you don't want to get carried away, but surely you should be confident. Of course, I want France to win, but I will be pushing really hard if we cannot win it for England, just because I think the generation of players you have is equal to what we have. And I was saying this last time, France always been dealing with the fact that we have a lot of talent and it's hard to pick the one you want to take with you. I feel that this year, what this manager done with leaving a few home tells you 2 things. He wanted togetherness without the group, so that's the first thing. And also he's showing everybody else that we have quality all over the place. And this is very important. But then, to come back to what Joe said, it's very important to go into a tournament with a clear identity. And even if you don't have it yet, you need to send strong messages. And I think the fact that he went for the 4th, instead of saying, okay, we're playing 3-2, because you can win games and tournament by saying, okay, we're going to defend. But then you have to accept that it's us. Or you have to decide, we're going to play and we're going to be on the front foot. And I think that game for me, for the fans, for neutral, is fantastic. But for England, to get some kind of identity, that was it. And I'm really pushing for them, because great quality all over the place. I think the manager is a top manager, and you can feel something happening that you don't usually feel with England. You really feel something.
Yeah, they said, and this probably is a difference from previous recent tournaments where England did very well under Gareth Southgate. He did an excellent job as England manager. But this time around, it was, if we go in front, don't try and protect the league. Go on and add to it. Players must love to hear that message.
Yes, I think, they were really impressive to me, if you ask me, from my French point of view, against Croatia. I still think they are strong contenders, to be honest. But yeah, against Ghana, it's going to be a physical game, because Ghana, they are very quick, especially in transition. So yeah, they just need that second win, and then they can rest some important players, if I can say, and to involve also more players, because they've got the squad depth also, like we do. So yeah, I can't wait to see that game and then the knockout stage, and I hope we're gonna have a good crunch, like we say in rugby.
Yeah, hopefully that's that kind of game that we're going to be able to see. And we're going to see Erling Haaland in action a little bit later on when Norway take on Senegal. Also, we are going to see Kylian Mbappe in action at some point in the second half of this game that they're currently underway and 1-0 up in against Iraq. But earlier in Group J, we also saw Lionel Messi. Argentina took on Austria. Here's the best of the action, including history-making moments with Steve Bauer and Danny Murphy.
First touch from Messi. All the space there for Martinez. The recovery was a clean one. The Inter striker has stayed grounded. He's definitely got the ball there. Maybe one of them did, one of them didn't. Feels the longer they're looking at it, the more likely they're going to give it. It's been sent across. There is a connection before he gets the ball. Then he gets the ball, so I think they're going to give it. The raw tells you everything. Lionel Messi is going to have a very early opportunity for his moment of history. Little touch, then he gets the ball. I think that's nice. Lionel Messi from the spot. He is human. And his wait for history goes on. Martinez looking for the ball. He found the mistake. Here's Messi. And in the end, the leg of Schlager was important. Austria got away with that one. I thought he should have shot earlier, just to place it either side. He tried to do the last little touch to bring it around the last play. I thought he had a chance to shoot. In from Alaba. Schmidt beat to it. Schlager. Tosh with the cross. Almost got ahead of Sabitzer, got a shot. Romero in the way. Yeah, good quality ball into the box. Good numbers in there as well. First little hint of a chance then for Austria. Almada. Oh, Messi's touch. Well read by Schlager. Messi on the follow-up. Blocked by Danzo. Touch was sublime. Comes into me at once, so he's already seen the picture. There you go. And then when it comes back to him, expect him to score, don't you? Messi. Almada. He's got two to his left. It's first Medina a little wide. Oh, it's beautifully left. And there it is. Yet another immortal Messi moment. The all-time record World Cup goal scorer. Strike number 70 on the biggest stage. He's out on his own. And it's his fourth goal of this tournament already. History for Messi. The lead for Argentina. So dispossessed. That's early to Messi. It's Messi again.
I think he's given offside. He did look a yard or two off. Great recovery though.
Touch. Austria free kick.
When he turns him, he's got to bring him down because he's in otherwise. Just a bit rash.
Sabitzer on his 100th appearance for Austria. And he forces a save out of Martinez. Certainly one you would have expected him to make.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fernandes. Messi. Argentina convinced that Schlager touched that. Towel.
Yeah.
Sabitzer. But the earlier crossing. Gregoric couldn't get over the header.
Arguably the best moment of the ball in from Sabitzer. Gregoric
Could have done better, I think. Sivats. Interception. Argentina corner. The headline maker is going to take it. Oh, he took it well, and it was a lovely invitation for the substitute Gonzalez.
timed his run beautifully. Free, nobody near him, should do better really.
Austria have actually scored in injury time in their last 4 World Cup matches. Simply repeated here with the shot. Fantastic ball for Gonzalez to seal it. Brilliant block from Danzo. And then the Enzo Fernandez shot turned down as well.
It's a brilliant tackle from Danzo. Covers really well, keeps his eye on it.
Interesting this. Danzo won the header. Ooh. I think the count thinner in the end. It was a glimmer of an opportunity. Sideout's ball in, top down, now Messi. Alvarez is bursting forward here if he can find him. Julian Alvarez. Denied by Schlager. Messi. Still Messi. They've got bodies in the play, but they couldn't keep it out the second time. The history makers at it again. 5 goals in this tournament for Argentina, and each and every one of them scored by the golden boy, Lionel Messi. And for the 8th time in World Cup history, Argentina are going to begin with 2 wins out of 2.
Winning the World Cup with Argentina last time out in Qatar, and now Lionel Messi is the all-time record World Cup goal scorer. Should we take a look at all of them?
It's him in the headlines already. Messi for range! Argentina's saviour!
Lionel Messi on 18 World Cup goals. Kylian Mbappe has scored this evening to move on to 15. If that game ever gets underway, we might even add to that tally. Who knows? We'll keep you up to date with the rain delay in that game, the lightning delay in that game. We're expecting an update in, 5 or 10 minutes or so. And with England playing tomorrow against Ghana, we thought that while you're waiting, you might like to relive the highlights of their win over Croatia in the company of Guy Mowbray and Alan Shearer.
Here's Madweki. And England do have numbers in the penalty area. Madweki plays it out, looking for James. It was a hopeful one back in. Kane turns and shoots. It was blocked as soon as he hit it. England get a corner. And it's the first bright moment for the Three Lions. Once gives the signal. Puts in a good-looking ball. Modric was waiting for it. Madweki got it in front of him, and the referee's pointed to the spot. England have a penalty, and it's the great Modric who was caught cold. Harry Kane. Saved! Livakovic went the right way, and he didn't have to move too far.
I was wondering, I think the referee might be looking at it, in terms of the goalkeeper. Was he off his line or not?
Now, is that right foot okay? I think it's going to be a retake, isn't it? Surely he won't let Croatia off the hook again. And the captain is unfazed. He doesn't fail twice. England are off and running. Nerves of steel.
Mind games. That's exactly what it is. What's the keeper thinking and what's Harry thinking? Keeper thinks he's going to change his mind and go to the other side. And Harry's having none of that. Stay strong, stay focused. Pick your spot as he has done. And it's hit the back of the net, and huge relief for England and for Harry.
Pickford. That wasn't intentional, but he found Kane. And Kane has picked out Madweki. What a super ball. Gordon wants it. Bellingham's up there. Madweki goes alone.
And that's what England didn't do 2 years ago. When Harry Kane got that ball deep, we didn't have the runners. But look at the situation now. There's actually 3 players ahead of him. Madweki being one of them, and then you know he's going to find him with his ability, Harry Kane, to drop deep and play those passes.
Concept. Madweki. Bellingham down. It was Vuskovic who won the ball. Play forward now with Musa waiting in the middle. Oh, that's a great turn from Stanisic. Good shot. Great equaliser. Absolutely superb from Martin Baturina. England caught out because Croatia, for the first time, strung their passes together with real rhythm near that England box.
A simple pass in to Baturina, and you're thinking he's going to get his strike away, and he did more than that, the inside of the foot. Yes, Pickford gets a hand to it, but not enough. Such was the power and the direction of it.
Willing to put the right ball into the middle. Who goes where for this one? Nice in. It's met brilliantly by Kane. How'd you like your goals? As easy as that. One kick from the corner, and nobody went with England's number 9. Kane level with Lineker. England ahead of Croatia again.
Well, I said in the hope you get a throw-in or a corner, and they got the corner, and they know with the quality that Declan Rice has. He can put it on the money, he can put it where the centre forward Harry Kane wants it.
Rice putting in the hard yards, stopping Vuskovic from
having any second thought of shooting. Mario Pasalic lifts it through. And a big chance for Musa. And Musa has Croatia level again. 2 chances, 2 goals for the Croatians. And if we thought England's second was simple, that one looked pretty straightforward as well. England thought he might have been offside. It was tight, but I don't think he was. Well, it was a brilliant run from Perisic. It really was. I know it's tight, but that run and that touch onto the run and Musa, who then guides it past Pickford, doesn't panic. Such a shame for England because there have been so many positives. And I said a second ago, they've just got to get through this half. And no panic and give nothing away. But again, they've been punished and caught by the sucker punch. Bellingham driving on, and Bellingham driving all the way, and scoring! That hasn't taken long! Who else? 90 seconds into the second half. England had the lead for a third time. Well, you can have the discussion, Bellingham or Rodgers. The manager's made the right one because he's capable of something like that. The ball behind from Elliot Anderson was superb. So was the run. And guides it in there. With the inside of the foot, in off the post, it's a great finish. And a great start to the second half for England. Gets it away from Gordon, but he was made to hurry, and it's bounced through for Bellingham. Bellingham to have another go. 2 straight this time. Livakovic says sorry, but at least for Croatia's sake, he made the save. Declan Rice was hunting there and nearly forcing an error from Perisic. O'Reilly. Rice. Rice able to travel some distance and bring a fine save from Livakovic. England are hunting. They are. It's been so positive right from the off, from the second half. And it's saved by Livakovic, and he saved it again and again. 3 chances for England. Rice in once more. And it wouldn't quite fall for Kane. It has gone behind for another corner. 1, 2, 3, Livakovic. I don't know how on earth they've managed to keep that out. First header from O'Reilly. Again, a brilliant ball in from Declan Rice. Then Anthony Gordon has an effort. Another one played in. Livakovic able to get a drop commandingly to that one. You've got someone with a delivery like Declan Rice has. Your movement's key. You have to get on the end of the crosses, and that's what they do in England. That was a hopeful hoist. Kane has kept the attack alive. Madueke finds Kane. Kane! Livakovic keeps out another one. O'Reilly back to his captain. All action, the Croatia keeper. Gordon. Bellingham. Kane coming in again. And crucially for Croatia, Stanisic went with him every step. Goodness me, how's the ball set out the back of the net? England are piling the pressure on here, every opportunity. Somehow he's managed to keep the ball out. 3, 4, 5 saves in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes. Anderson. Spence. James. Saka. Sharp as a pin. Spence up there again. Saka takes over. Saka plays it across for Marcus Rashford. Rashford! 4! Breathing space for England. Well, there's been so much talk about who should start for England. But this is a big point, and who's going to finish for England? Because Spence plays his part, Saka plays his part. And then Marcus Rashford more than plays his part. Goes to shoot with the left, brings it inside onto the right, and we've seen him do that so many times. And he guides it with the right foot into the corner for England's fourth. And that's exactly what England wanted and most definitely needed. The beer is flying. The England celebrations are beginning. Thomas Tuchel's England have got off to a winning start.
It's Ghana next for England, and next in Philadelphia, it should be the second half of France against Iraq. France lead by a goal to nil. Kylian Mbappe got the only goal of the game. That moves him on to 15 World Cup goals in his career. 3 behind Lionel Messi, who extended his lead at the top to 18 with 2 goals earlier today for Argentina. There is a rain delay currently, though, at the moment in Philadelphia. The fans are just starting, well, it looks like they're going out, but actually they are starting to come back in to the stadium. There's a break because there's lightning in the area. So we'll get an update on that in about 5 minutes or so. But it's been an hour since the first half finished. So hopefully we get the second half underway very shortly. In the meantime, let's take a look at one of the surprises of the competition so far. Cape Verde's draw with Spain in their first game, one of the results of the tournament. And last night, they took on Uruguay. Your commentators here, Liam McLeod and James McFadden.
Oh, wonderful touch from Gary Rodriguez. What about that? Trying to keep it alive here. Kind of felt like he deserved a run in on goal for that. Montero. It's well defended, but not decisively defended. Pina was down. No foul. Uruguay looking to spring Cape Verde here. Canovio. Options ahead of him here. It's a chance. Waits for Verde is to pass the post. Lightning quick break by the Uruguayans. Yeah, it was. I mean, Rodriguez's touch is sublime. There we go. Little nutmeg. Fantastic. And you're right, he just wants to get out of his feet. He can't. It breaks down. Uruguay just showing their teeth a little bit. It's a lovely first touch, just doesn't catch it the way he wants to catch it. Valverde, I know how clean a striker of the ball he is. Another fabulous touch. James is laughing to my right here. What a wonder. He's going to get the free kick. That's going to be a yellow card coming here for a big tackle. Quality cutting inside. Direct, driving forward. You can't not love it. Cabral and Montero are over it. It's a long way out. There's another just arrived there. Hit it from distance. Oh my goodness! That's absolutely incredible from Kevin Pia. A goal from the guts for Cape Verde. We lead the 2-time World Cup winners Uruguay in the most spectacular style. Let the celebrations begin. Oh my word. I mean, the way they played the game, I'm not surprised he's taking the shot on because there's a few players round it. It's a lovely, clean strike. This place is absolutely erupting. I think the whole of Cape Verde's in this stadium. I mean, Cape Verde, an absolute joy. The goal of his life. The goal of their lives. This Cape Verde side, so much fun to watch. Here they come again. He takes Cabral's ball. Muslera to keep his eyes on it. He had to get his fingertips to it. Cape Verde are here to play. Play the best stuff. It's a deep one, Muslera. Not taking any chances. It is going out. Benzema coming into the back post. He cannot take any chances there, Muslera. Uruguay again. Martinez, Araujo, Kinobio, all waiting in the middle. That was taken away from him in this appeal. The diving headers in. And Araujo saves Uruguay as he did against the Saudis. And they are back on level terms before the interval. Suarez applauds. The Celeste have a point to prove. And now they've got the water on it. Yeah, well, there was a critical.
To hear more from the England camp, because Faye Crothers, as we heard in conversation with the England manager Thomas Tuchel, is also caught up with England midfielder Declan Rice.
Declan, first of all, how are you? You knew that was going to be my first question, didn't you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
As in your injury, not in life.
No, I know, I'm all good. I think it's been blown a bit out of proportion now for the last few days. It's all I've seen. So yeah, I'm all good. I'm ready to go. I've trained every day since the game. So yeah, there's no problems.
Listen, we're all glad to hear that. We know how integral you are to this team, as is Bukayo Saka as well. Noni Madueke came in and did a brilliant job the other day, obviously, but there are concerns over Bukayo's fitness. Thomas says he's fit and raring to go as well. As someone who plays with him for club as well as country, how important is he?
Oh, well, you only have to look at what he's done in an England shirt at major tournaments and in normal games, and also what he's done in an Arsenal shirt from a young age. Incredible player, very, very important, and when he's at his best and when he's firing, he's one of the best in the world. So we want to fit Bukayo Saka, we want to ready Bukayo Saka, but also on the other hand, that's why you have players in the squad like Noni who've made a massive difference. Costa Rica game, in the warm-up game, he was very, very good, and the other night again, a constant threat all game, wanted to take on his man direct. So yeah, it's really good competition in that area of the pitch.
Yeah, it's really important to protect players as well, isn't it? Especially in the group stage. What would you say in terms of a mentality piece? Do the players feel about wanting to get this win under the belt and qualify so that you qualify with a game to spare? How important is that?
Yeah, so important. I think Harry touched base on it earlier that the last few tournaments we've obviously drawn our second games. And obviously tomorrow's not a time for that, you know. We know tomorrow's going to be a really tough game against good opposition with strong players. So we need to be on it from the first whistle, same intensity, same desire to win. And yeah, 6 points in the group will put us in a really good position going forward, and that's what we set out to do. So we'll be ready for that tomorrow.
Yeah, you know many of the players. What are you expecting from them tomorrow?
Well, we've watched a few of their last couple of games, the last 2 or 3. Just there's not really much to go off because they changed their manager. Direct team, really strong, really good on counter-attacks. Obviously has some key players who make the game for them. So yeah, look, it's one of them. You can't go into it half-hearted. You know, tomorrow's a game where you go the extra mile, the extra step, ensuring that you get over the line. And that's what the managers told us that we're going to have to do tomorrow to win this match. So yeah, we'll be ready.
Was it almost helpful to go through the first half that you went through against Croatia with those nerves?
Yeah, I don't think the first half was bad the other night. I think it just felt bad because of the way we conceded the 2 goals, and it was probably rare for us to concede the goals that we'd conceded. So in a way it probably felt worse than what it actually did on the pitch. But even looking at other opening World Cup games, the first halves, everyone's trying to work out each other. It's the opening game of a World Cup. You're going to feel emotion, you're going to feel nerves, you're going to feel things. We're all humans. But second half, you know, we let loose, and yeah, it was an incredible performance. So yeah, I think you're going to see that England tomorrow, and that's what we need to keep building on if we want to get far in this tournament.
Is that something the players have spoken about, that you need to carry on that momentum from the second half to show that this is what England can look like through this tournament?
Yeah, we're not spoken about. We obviously had a meeting about it, and the manager went over the game. But we know inside. We've played enough games. We know what's required. We know what we have to do to win. We know what we have to do to perform well. So, yeah, obviously playing for England at a World Cup again tomorrow in a massive game. What more do you want? So yeah, we're going to be ready.
2 final quick questions. One is on the ball, because I wonder how it's different in every tournament, as we know, but obviously with all the different weather conditions, the fact that sometimes you're playing indoors, it's going to rain tomorrow, how much does that affect things, or do we as the media read too much into it? What's it like to play with?
Yeah, I think there's probably too much going into it again, if I'm being honest. I think as Premier League players, we're obviously playing 4 competitions, and they all are 4 different balls. You know, we play with Mitre balls, Puma balls, Adidas balls for the Champions League, so we're constantly changing balls. So for us, it doesn't make a difference. But for the keepers, I've noticed that even when I'm shooting the ball, it definitely travels a bit quicker than the others. So I think for keepers, they're probably getting the worst of it. But for players, I think it's actually probably of an advantage because the ball zips around quicker, you can pass it quicker, you can shoot quicker. So yeah, I actually don't mind the ball in a bad way.
Listen, final question is on New England Patriots and Tom Brady. We're at the home of the New England Patriots right now. It's incredible looking at all the achievements that they've had. And you had a 7-time Super Bowl winner come and see you the other day, so I hear. What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was good. He didn't spend a lot of time with us. It was funny because I come down for breakfast in the morning and we've got like a little cafe at the hotel, and I literally walked in, ordered a coffee and turned around, and I had to double take because he was just sat in the corner with Harry Kane. So I was like, what's Tom Brady doing here? But I just went over, said hello, obviously said hello to H like you would do, like all the players, and then went and had breakfast. But I was sat confused thinking, why is Tom Brady here in Kansas? But Harry's obviously a good friend of his, they get on really well. So yeah, I think he come to see Harry, and it was nice to briefly say hello to him, but it was good.
So that was Declan Rice then having a conversation with our England correspondent Faye Carruthers. And I've been at the Boston Stadium, done a couple of games there, Scotland games. I have to say, the facilities and the complex, and it is a complex, doesn't it? It's not just New England Patriots, although of course you would say they are the most prominent team from that area, but it's also New England Revolution that play there. It is a huge, huge complex, and you can imagine all the mod cons that they have there with regards to their respective teams that have to train there and play there as well. It is something to see. We've certainly marvelled at it every time that we have gone there. But really interesting to hear what Declan Rice had to say then in preparation for this game against Ghana. And really interesting as well, Tony Cascarino and Ian Danter, where he spoke about the opening game and how that first 45 minutes probably had an element of nervousness. As to be expected, I suppose, at any major tournament for any type of player.
Yeah, absolutely, Nat. And the mindset is just don't get beat. Every time we played a major tournament, Republic of Ireland, we're always getting something on the board, and if you get a win, great. But there's some tricky matches out there. England's hardest game, I always thought, and many people did, it was Croatia. They've been they've been beaten by Croatia in a World Cup semi-final going back to 2018. So, you know that they've got a number of really good top players that are, maybe seen better days, as in, Modric is not a player he once was at 40, but still a great talent, and still, by the way, played really well against England.
Yeah, of course, but we also saw what an incredible second half it turned out to be for England, and Declan Rice there was confirming it is important to carry that momentum through, and in recent tournaments he said, we've tended to draw our second game, so it would be nice to qualify with a game to spare. That certainly would also equally help to settle any nerves, Dance.
Indeed, and there's the first half was very well summed up by Anthony Barry, the assistant manager to Thomas Tuchel, when he spoke to television in the tunnel at half-time and highlighted those feelings of nervousness and insecurity amongst the squad, which was probably drilled into those players at half-time, and they came out at the start of that second half and had that purple patch where everybody stepped up. Bellingham was outstanding, Kane was his usual rock-solid self in attack. I thought Jed Spence did really well when he came on, and there's all sorts of talk that he might start tomorrow night against Ghana in the left-back place. If Nico O'Reilly might be one of those whose position is somewhat under threat. Jed Spence has played at left-back for Tottenham Hotspur as well as right-back. That could be an option for Thomas Tuchel. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
No, we will. And look, Jed Spence he's got electric pace. He is one that can, when he gets in his stride, he really can take players on. It's the same one, because O'Reilly's done so well at Man City and he's had a fabulous season. And, he's not playing as well as he did, say, a month or so ago, or even going back to sort of around Christmas time. But that happens. Players don't always hit top form all year round. So, what you hope is it's just a major blip. What Tuchel's got some decisions to make, but World Cups you don't get 2 or 3 chances at games. You don't. I found that out personally, where you know, if you have an indifferent game, you might find yourself out of the team in international football. You know, in club football, generally, you have an indifferent game, and you know, the manager will trust you, will be loyal to you. It's not really the same in international.
It certainly sounds like the fans in Philadelphia are trying to create some atmosphere.
Trying to start a Mexican wave, Natalie. That's what they're doing at the minute.
Well, you can't blame them, really. They've got to do something to keep themselves entertained. But there has been an update, but it's not really an update, where there was an announcement over the speakers saying at this time severe weather remains in the area, the match continues to be suspended, and then a FIFA spokesperson has told the media inside the ground that the match will resume when it is safe to do so. So we're still none the wiser as to what is happening. But as you've already mentioned, some of the fans who had gone into the concourse areas as directed to do so have made their way back out, because they believe the weather is obviously getting better for them to be out there ahead of when they hope the game will be restarted. But as you informed us, Dance, of course, that there still has to be a period of warm-up for the team, so don't expect the match to get underway straight away once we know that it will restart, because they'll have to have a warm-up period. It was interesting as well to hear from Declan Rice about the different footballs that players obviously have to play with. When you consider there's the Premier League football, we've got different World Cup football as well. Was that an issue for you, Cass, when you were playing?
Not really, Nat. You know, all these special balls they kept bringing out. I wasn't one striking the ball from free kicks on 30 yards, was I? I was hanging around in the goal 18-yard box more often than not. So it wasn't really my problem. But other players did complain about a few of the balls along the way. Some of them a bit lighter. Goalkeepers would complain that they swerve a little bit more.
The one that got the most criticism was the Jabulani in South Africa in 2010. That's the one that I seem to remember having most outfield players, goalkeepers, didn't matter, having a right old moan up about the quality of that ball and how it flew.
Yeah, well, it was a bit more like a balloon, wasn't it? Like it swerved so easily, didn't it?
It seemed to.
And there was a lot of scrutiny around the ball at the time. And obviously goalkeepers, they're the biggest ones, Nat. They moan more than anybody about the ball. Especially when they have to pick it up out of the back of the net.
Well, that's true. And in all fairness, in the defence of the World Cup ball, you know, Declan Rice didn't have an issue with it. He quite likes the fact that it zips around, but he did say maybe Jordan Pickford and the goalkeepers might have more of an issue with it as well. But, you know, again, a relaxed atmosphere it feels within the England camp, just hearing there from Declan Rice. And he spoke about Bukayo Saka, what an incredible player he is, how he is fit perhaps as well to maybe start this game against Ghana. But what he was also very keen to point out is that's why we have the squad that we have, and Noni Madueke, who started against Croatia, is more than a suitable replacement. Would you agree with that, Cass?
Yeah, well, I think having that choice, and if a player isn't spot on and you've got that opportunity to go, well, look, he might need 3 days or a week more just to get absolutely right physically, you've got luxury. Noni Madueke, I can't even say it now. Madueke.
Madueke.
Yeah, Madueke. Just waiting for this game now. You know, it's choice. You know, you got Anthony Gordon one side, you got Rashford, Madueke, you got Saka. You know, there's 4 wingers there that all can do a really good job for you. So again, you know, I started playing football professionally in 1981, and I can't remember England having I'd say a bad side. You know, a side that's well short. I think the Euro 2000 team, even though it had a really good group of players, wasn't their strongest, and they were criticised for the way they played in 2000 when they played the Euros. But generally, England have had so many good players at their disposal to, you know, and there will always be 2 in every position now. You know, if we look at fullbacks who could play for England, there's sometimes a queue of 4, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds as though that Mexican wave is really getting them going again.
It's not bad. The stands are by no means full at this point, but you can hear there's a bit of restlessness. They just want a bit of clarity, I think, although they're being as circumspect as you might imagine the FIFA officials, making sure that there are no threats whatsoever that any further lightning strikes might affect the stadium. Again, as I say, the rain has pretty much eased off. I would say the stadium at the moment, Natalie, is probably about, I don't know, a third full again, maybe, edging towards half full. But there's big corporate areas that are completely empty, where people have headed off whatever the Philadelphia, well, probably a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, not a prawn sandwich, isn't it? Around that part of the world, it'd be a nice Philly cheesesteak to fill their tummies in the interim. Hopefully the players aren't tucking into those whilst they're sat in the dressing room, otherwise they'll be lolloping about for the second half when we finally get back underway.
You're making me hungry.
Well,
sorry, Cass, I do apologise.
I was about to say, it felt like the first half ended in a bit of a lollop, the way it ended, didn't it? With the weather playing its part, but also France just not quite gelling in the way we all expected them to do.
I think they started it really well, Nat. I thought just before, the first period up until the drinks break, they were really fast and really their interchange play was great. They were, closing down at an incredible pace and kept getting the ball back off. Obviously, getting the ball back and getting and causing problems. So that was a big thing for me in the first 20 odd minutes.
Ghana, but something that's not spoken enough about is the depth of this team. And Nigel, why do you think that is, that maybe they're not getting the recognition that they should?
I think they're getting the recognition. In my opinion, it's a good, solid squad. The only questions we can ask is about the selection that Thomas Tuchel did for this England side. The players that were left at home, questionable. Troy and I have a little bit of a difference of opinion in that, where you want to take your best players to a World Cup. And for the type of players that were left behind, you talk about
Phil Foden,
Cole Palmer. They're the main two players. And for the unique skill set that they have, there isn't anyone in the squad with the skill set that they have right now. But overall, the squad is quite strong. And I think that for me, that they should be good enough to go all the way in this competition.
Well, let's get into a little game that we're going to play. We're going to check the depth of each position and give the player a rating based on quality and reliability on a scale from 1 to 10. And you, the viewers, will see the rating on the right side of your screen. But let's go through it, starting with goalkeepers. Troy, what do you think?
7.5 across the board.
Every single one of them, 7.5.
Yeah, they've all got weaknesses. Quality-wise, James Trafford's the best with his feet. I think Dean Henderson is the most assured, i.e. keeps you calm. The best goalkeeper is Pickford in terms of ability, but makes me nervous every time I watch him. He's, when he comes to grab it, he punches it. When he needs to kick it long, he goes short. Just does the opposite of what the game needs. And also, again, I thought I was the only one. I listened to Kyle Walker recently saying that when you have him behind you, screaming and shouting all the time, it becomes annoying, it becomes frustrating. So it's not just me that thinks it. So that's a good thing. So I would say this is a 7.5 across the board. 7? Okay.
I think 7.5 is fair across the board as well.
Do we have points? I thought there was full numbers.
Can we do half numbers?
Let's go 7.
We can do 7.5.
I would say 7.5. I don't think that it's...
For me, though, this is the problem with the 10-point system. 7 is average to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, they're 7.
Slightly above.
You think they're above average? I don't know. Pickford, to me, when I think about Pickford, I don't think that he's above average.
I would say 7.5 is fair for me. And I know Troy's point is that in the generation of goalkeepers we have, there isn't been enough competition, good enough competition. Pickford's been England's #1 for a long period of time without having really been challenged for that #1 shirt. My thing is, he hasn't really had a terrible game for England. So it's difficult to say we need to make a change for a goalkeeper when he hasn't had a terrible game for England. If he had a few terrible games and other players, goalkeepers given opportunity and they didn't step up,
it's a weaker goalkeeper pool as well to goalkeepers that was in your time when you think to like David Seaman and people like that. So it's probably one of the areas that's kind of weaker. And Jordan has been, he's been good for England, but he's also profited from that as well.
And this is also including reliability. We're not just talking quality.
Exactly.
7.5. We all agree.
For both, yeah.
Quality for me is 8.5. Reliability is like a 6. So that's where it kind of levels up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've got the goalkeepers. Let's go into centre backs.
Who wants to take this one?
Oof. Quality and reliability. Let's start one by one. Let's go with Mark Gahey there. Quality for me, Mark Gahey, I would give him 8.5. Reliability, I will give him 8.5.
Okay, solid.
Fair. I think, again, you're talking quality. You got to look at John Stones. He's by far our best centre-back in terms of ball play centre-back, and he's been at Man City. He's won everything.
Can play the 6 as well.
Yeah, I would say in terms of quality, 9.5. You'd struggle to find many better. Reliability now with age, injury, I think you have to look at 5s. He hasn't played 10 games this season. So, now he's getting fit in a World Cup. It's very, very difficult. But John's been fantastic. And unfortunately, again, I can go through a few of these.
Let's go one by one because we're going to do it and then viewers can see.
Yeah, you've got to give...
Go on.
Let's go to Konza next. Let's go to Konza next.
Try to go home, guys. And
go quickly then. No. So you've done John Stones. Let's go to Konza next. I think for me, Konza, I will give him an 8 for quality. Reliability as well, I'll also give him an 8.
I feel that way too about Gahey and Konza. I feel like they're both 8s. John Stones.
See what he's doing there. Have you seen what he's doing? Yeah. He's going for the safe ones and leaving me with all the ones he doesn't want to give anything negative for. No problem. Gerald Konza.
Yeah.
Nice kid, I suppose.
Oh.
7 for quality. 7 reliability. How do we know? We've never seen him play for England.
That means you can't.
So you can't go too high because I've never really seen him play. Seen him play for Bayer Leverkusen, obviously, but for England, I have to go low.
Give him a 5.
So for me, he's a nice squad player. Give him a 6.
That actually feels generous.
I don't mean because
we haven't seen it.
You're in the World Cup. You're in the World Cup. The stakes are very high. Unknown. I agree.
He has the quality, but he hasn't played. He hasn't played in a meaningful match for England. So how am I supposed to grade him on what I think he could be? Maybe I'll just give him a 6. 5 or a 6 is fine.
6 is fine.
Let's give Grella Dan Burn. What do you think? Because obviously you love Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
You're a big fan.
Yeah, I like Dan Burn and I like what he brings. But when you talk about some of the best center backs in the world and winning when I just think about him in open space against an Mbappe, let's say, I just think it's scary. So
is what he can do. He can do on the attack though on set pieces? I mean, he's huge.
Yeah, you got to add that in. You add that in. I think it's a great point for his quality. You know what he's going to do too. He's organized. Positionally, he's okay. It's just if you get him in space, he's cooked. And so
6 for quality, reliability.
6 and a 7, 6.5.
Okay, reliability.
6, 7.
Go on, Trevor Chalobah's you.
Reliability 7.
7. For what he can do
6
on
for
both.
quality,
both
reliability 7. Troy's already taken John Stones. Chalobah. Indifferent season at Chelsea. Been difficult. Got called up to the squad late. Quality aspect, I'll give him a 7. And I'll probably save him for reliability. I'll also give him a 7.
What's so ridiculous?
Reliability, giving him a 7.
Yeah.
I know Trev. Love him. Great kid, great family. Reliability 7 based on what?
That's my opinion on him.
Based
reliability in his performances for Chelsea and what he's done for Chelsea.
What would you give
I'll give him that.
Forget what I give him. Thomas Tuchel couldn't even pick him.
Well, no, we need what you give him.
It's come because people are injured.
Yeah.
So we did. So the manager doesn't trust him.
How's the manager not trust him? He's put him in the squad. He's brought him
after
in
someone got injured.
Yeah.
This guy was in. Hasn't played. This guy.
He hasn't played for England, but he's been playing the entire season at Leverkusen.
So the manager doesn't trust you enough to put you in the 6, right? But we should give him a 7 because he was on holiday a week ago.
I mean, he's just more generous.
I'm talking in general for the players, so yes, 7 and 7. I have to give it on that.
6.5.
All right. Well, what do we give the centre backs as a whole then?
As a whole, as a unit, if you give it a unit
out of 10.
score,
Quality and reliability.
7.
7?
I'll go. I think for me,
it's average. When I look at that, when I look at this, I see average. I don't know what you guys see.
7.5. Go on, Troy.
I think everyone's fit and healthy.
Okay.
7.5. One injury. No.
He just pulled a face against us at 7.5.
It's the difference. You have to use the one ear to listen. So what? 7.5 if everyone's fit and healthy.
Okay.
One injury, one suspension, it's down to a 5.
So do you want to go?
One of these 3 get injured and miss it, then you're bringing in these 3. You now still 7.5?
Oh, 7.5 as a whole.
Saying,
yes. Oh, if one of those get injured,
one of those 3
one of those get injured, it's fair to say yes, it does.
Because I think these 3, I think these 3 are about an 8.5.
All right.
And I think the others, in terms of reliability, are like a 6.
Okay.
And because we don't know, we've never seen them.
There's not been enough body of work in an England shirt.
That's the point.
All right, but you can do 7.5 as a whole. Everyone's healthy.
Yes, 7.5.
Okay. All right.
I'll go with a group.
Grella?
I said 7, but it's okay.
Okay.
I said 7 for goalkeepers and the centre back situation.
Yeah.
They like 7.5 for both.
They're the 2 areas I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything
that's
else,
fair.
I start to get a bit more confident.
Well, let's take a look at fullbacks then.
Maybe I should say that again.
There we go.
I'm joking.
There we go.
Look, I think the top 2, you can put them in the same category. Top players in their position. Nico O'Reilly, obviously left back, Man City, phenomenal talent. Obviously can play in midfield as well.
8.5.
The worry for me with Jed Spence,
top 2.
Defensively, not great. Going the other way, fantastic. But when you get later in the competition, you're going to need somebody that can defend as well as go forward. And as I said before the competition, Livramento and Reece James, 2 right backs you put in, have been injured for half of the season.
Yeah.
So one of them was always going to go down. Livramento did. Reece James has been looking after himself. I'm concerned as we get past this phase now, where the games come quick and fast, whether he can last and recover quick enough.
Reliability score. Because obviously they're top,
Yeah.
so 8.5 for quality, but reliability for
Wait, before we do that, Jed Spence in quality. What did you rate him?
7.5. 7.
7.
Grello, you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll give 7 for that.
Reliability-wise.
Nico Riley,
8.5. I know what I'm going to get from him.
Is that his first position, though, playing as a fullback?
No, he's actually a number 10 that was converted.
I've seen him get done on a couple of plays where he doesn't look like a defender. That's my only thing.
Real Madrid, you fit the long ball over the top, Valverde.
From the goalkeeper, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
That's worrying.
What he gives you with the ball, athleticism, and also he can move in midfield. He doesn't let you down.
No.
Yeah. He might have, again, everyone makes a mistake, but for the mistakes he makes, he's going to give you so much more going forward. Reece James, reliability. Unfortunately, for injury, you have to go 5. Just for his career, you're just not sure. It's 50-50.
You can probably even go 4 for Reece James for reliability.
I think 7's here for me, too, the whole group.
7's, okay.
When you start to look at reliability, you start to look at you were saying he's better on one side of the ball, and then he's not even playing in his number one position.
Yeah. He's done so well.
Him get done by an 80-yard ball.
It's a fair. I would have preferred Lewis Hall to be here as well, just as a backup. Newcastle left back. Thought he's massively harshly treated to not be called up, especially when Livramento went out, because Jed Spence is naturally a right back.
Yeah.
But we've got Jed covering both sides, so again, not wishing it on, but. A red card, a little, rolled ankle. You missed 2 weeks. We're down to just 2 fullbacks.
Yeah. We didn't get reliability for Jed Spence though.
Again, unknown.
I know you said 7.
I'm gonna go 6 because it's unknown. He came on the other night, was excellent going forward. Didn't really have to defend. So let's see.
6 is fair.
6?
I won't argue with that.
Okay. Let's go on to midfield then.
You're up.
I'm not up, mate.
Grello,
I'm not up, mate.
Start with Declan Rice. I'm a big fan.
Let's go down the road. You go to Declan Rice. You go.
I will start like that. Declan Rice, 9 and a 9. He's an incredible player. Can do everything. Leader. Just won, obviously, the Premier League. I like big engine. I like everything that he does in the team. He's one of the best in the world.
9 and 9. You?
I'm
interested to see. Declan Rice is. We're all going to agree on that. I don't. There's nothing else really. I want to know what you think on Elliot Anderson, because I think he divides opinion. So
he does divide opinion. The modern day midfielder can do everything. I must say I've been impressed with him. Obviously, let's talk about him. A bid for him over 100 million, maybe potentially becoming the most expensive English transfer in the history of English football. I would give him an 8. I still think Declan Rice is above him. I'll give him an 8 and an 8. Well, 8 for quality. I'll probably give him a 9 for reliability. 8 for quality, 9 for reliability when it comes to Elliot Anderson. I don't think he's on the same level as Declan Rice yet.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Jude, your boy from Birmingham.
Quality, 9.5. Reliability, 9. Definitely letting him down. The only reason he's not been at the level this season is injury. Missed the start of the season with a shoulder operation. I don't think he came back till October.
I'll give him a 10 for reliability.
Yeah.
I would, personally.
He played on that hurt shoulder for a long time as well.
He did?
And then obviously Real Madrid had everything that they were going through. And it just been a bit of a stop-start season for me, but I think...
I'm an 8 for him. I think he gets... I think in England they love him so much because of the position he plays in, the late goals in the box and everything else, but I don't know. I see weaknesses in his game.
Like what?
And I see reliability issues like the injury in the beginning of the season, like you talked about. Also some stuff off the field as well. And also I just think for in that number 10 position, he's sometimes a little slow-footed, a little bit lumbering. He's not really that quick in certain areas.
Listen,
we don't know if he's an 8. We don't know if he's a 10.
For what he does in an England shirt, he is the catalyst, whether people like him or not.
I'm not saying he's not great. I just said 8. 8's pretty good.
For reliability or for quality? Both.
I'll give him 10 for reliability. He is a catalyst that we need in the England system and setup and everything that we've seen.
What did he do at Real Madrid this season?
That's not Real Madrid, we're talking about England.
Okay.
We're in
Can we give him a 9?
different.
Hold on, we're talking about Jude Bellingham, right? We're talking about reliability, right? What did he do at Real Madrid this
season? In an England shirt. Listen, you try to change it to Real English shirt. Anyway, let's go. We've got
the same person.
All right, let's go Morgan Rogers.
Morgan Rogers, I like him. I think quality. I think Morgan Rogers is a 9. I think for reliability, I'll give him an 8. Morgan Rogers is a good player. Kobe Mainu.
Oh, okay. Everyone's agreeing with Nigel.
Kobe Mainu. I don't know. I'm not as sold as everybody else. I'll be fair, just go 7.5 and 7.5. He doesn't do anything to me that moves the needle that makes you go, wow. He does a lot of things that are relatively good. Nice kid. He's had a little bit of a spell with Man United, but as most footballers now, you're meant to remember the last 4 months and forget the last 2 years. You know, you do that, the start of the season, you forget. I mean, you do the end of the season, you forget the start. But
Jordan Henderson.
Obviously brings the experience, but again, for me, where he is now in his career, it's 7 and 7 maybe. He's just not going to hurt you. He's not going to help you.
Yeah.
Eze, great quality player. I'll give him an 8. Reliability for me, probably a 7.
I agree with that.
8 and 7.
Okay.
I like Morgan Rogers, by the way, too.
Morgan Rogers.
I think he's an 8 and an 8.
Overall in this group, I think
a little bit high. Not a 9. 9 is Declan Rice territory.
Yeah.
Maybe Jude. Okay.
Which Tuchel said is the best midfielder in the world right now.
Okay, but if you look at it,
you're not going to say he's the worst.
I'll just say this.
Well, he doesn't have to say he's the best
But
either.
if you actually look at their numbers, compare their numbers, games and goals and assists and stuff, they're actually very similar and very close. Those two, Jude and Morgan Rogers. Overall, as a group, I would probably say I will give this as an 8.5.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That's fair.
Let's go up to the wingers.
Oh, can't wait for this one. Go on, Troy.
Start with Rashford?
We'll give Troy Rashford.
I've said exactly what I think about Marcus. I think the talent is clearly there. I think he gets distracted and I think he's inconsistent to be considered one of the top players that his talent has. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think
so lower on reliability.
Yeah, and I also think if he can't get motivated to show you the best version of him this season, he never will. Think about it just real quick. I know we've got a rush. Anthony Gordon, this is your person you was coming up against this season. He's now taking your job at Barcelona.
Yeah.
He's now taking your starting lineup place for England. If you don't have the mindset now, you're getting it, I'm going to show you why, A, I should be at Barcelona, and B, I should be starting for England. Nothing else will motivate you. Nothing. Barcelona had him in the building at $34 million to bring him in. Went, no, we're good for that. We'll spend 80 on Anthony Gordon. So they basically are telling you they rate him twice as good as you.
So what's your rating? That's what we're waiting for.
3 times as much, almost.
What my rating is?
Yes.
I think 7.5. Anthony Gordon, I think 7.5. Saka, I think 7.5. And I think Madueke, 6.5.
But on quality, you're saying?
On
quality
reliability. On quality, these two are 9s. On quality and what they can give you. He showed you in the Champions League, he can give you 9s. He's shown you that he can be a solid.
But with
impact
England.
player. That's what I said. So for me, all in all, the 7s. It's a. People are getting too high on this, from my opinion, than what they are. In my opinion, there's a lot of names going. Oh, it's Saka. Oh, it's Rashford. Okay, I've seen. Can you show me a bit more?
I think these two, I agree with Troy. I think these two are very good. Rashford and Saka are more the elite. When you talk about quality, Madueke is a little bit lower than them, obviously. Gordon, for me, is a player that, and take this with a grain of salt, he's like a system guy. I think he looks really good in Newcastle with the way that they play. In the Premier League also is a lot of space in there, and so he's able to run him behind. When they played against Barcelona, he was able to create a lot of danger because of so much space behind. But I think if you play in a low block, he doesn't scare me as much. He doesn't scare you as much. For sure. So reliability, you know what you're going to get from him. But I do agree that this group, the qualities on this side, maybe the reliability more here, but it's 7.5 as a group. Where it could probably be higher, but I think it's 7.5.
Strikers.
No, I said for Gordon 7.5, and I said for Madueke 6.5.
Yeah.
So just so we're clear.
Agreed?
I'm fine.
Okay, let's move on to strikers, which England arguably has one of the best strikers at the World Cup, Harry Kane. What do we give him?
Harry Kane, 10-10.
10s?
Best striker in the world right now for me. Best striker, best number 9, 10-10. Look at
9-9.
the caliber of goals, everything. 10-10.
Nobody is 10-10. I think he's at 9 and a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, fair with that. I think Ollie and Ivan are very good backups, again, depending on what the game needs. If we are looking at needing to hold it, Ivan's very, very good. Obviously, he scores goals and obviously gives you the penalties. Ollie Watkins works the channels, great, and he's showed up big for England in games. So I think of all of the positions, this is the most reliable. So I'd go 9.5 in terms of reliability, and then quality, I'd go 9 to 10 on that as well. So for me, this is where we are at our best.
So 8. 8.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Strikers rated high. Well, I love this. I actually can't wait to see what numbers we actually came up with. It's a little all over the place at times, but we'll take a look back at this. This squad runs deep, as does our coverage, so stick with us after this quick break. We're talking more World Cup after this.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
Yeah, for me, no changes. They obviously had a very good game last time out. I think they handled the pressure well. Again, getting the big fella up front scoring is obviously the main key for them. Haaland does score. Sorloth wearing the number 7, I got to be honest, doesn't make me feel right. But he needs to do a little bit more for me. Became a little bit one-dimensional. Odegaard was great in the last game. Noosa is the one with the pace, the power. He's the outlet. He's the one who's going to come down his side, try and flash balls into the box as quickly as possible. The one thing I was a little bit disappointed with in the last game was very tight, very narrow. Everyone played in the middle of the pitch, and it needed the 2 fullbacks to really get outside and put the pressure on. Obviously, Rice is in the German league, does fantastically well getting up and down. But I would like a little bit more width and a little bit more control. And then, obviously, when you look on the bench, they've got Berg, they've got Zanderberg, they've got Pedersen, they've got Oscar Bob, they've got Haig, all players that we've seen, whether that be in the Premier League or in the Champions League. So a very, very good squad. Although they won last time, they left you wanting a little bit more. And I'm hoping today with Senegal, who are going to be front-footed as well, it should make for a great game, and we should see the best of Norway.
We'd love to see how Rice does there as well. He loves to get forward, like Troy said there. Does it for Borussia Dortmund. Gets a lot of assists, actually. Goes under the radar for how good he is. But also now you talk about Odegaard, as good as he's going forward. Can he do that defensive job as well? Putting a bit more of a shift, helping. But it's going to be interesting to see how they do today.
Well,
and you got a weapon on the bench, Ostigard. Doesn't get spoken about enough, but he's a big center back, and he's actually not so tall, but he can jump through the roof. Got to go in the last game as well. Thorsby is a madman, both Serie A guys. But these guys are big, physical, good on set pieces, and they can hurt you when they from dead ball situations. Haug as well, is that the one you want to point out?
Yeah. No, I also like Oscar Bob. I know Troy already mentioned him. I really like Oscar Bob. I think
just injuries have killed him, haven't they?
Yeah, he hasn't had a great season this season, but he's a top talent when he's fully fit and going.
Well, let's take a look at Senegal then, leading the point. They've been going through this tournament, but let's see if they can do it tonight with this starting lineup. Nige, what do you make of this?
I mean, it's Ismaïla Sarr, Jackson and Mane for me. They're the 3 main ones. You look at this Senegal side there. You talk about Sarr, one-on-one situations. He can beat anyone probably at this World Cup. He's so quick, been the real focal point and the strength of this Crystal Palace season that they've had this season, winning the Europa Conference League. We know about Nicholas Jackson. Can be a handful, can get himself in good situations and positions. Needs to just get that better composure. If he could just find a way to get himself a bit more composed, he can get double-figure goals because he gets in the right places. He's got the pace, he's got the strength and athleticism. It's going to be a real tough game for Norway because this Senegalese side can play. And I know Grella's a big fan of Koulibaly.
I love
his
Koulibaly.
time at Napoli and how much he can be a threat for them in set pieces.
Incredible player. He's got everything. Obviously, getting a little bit older now, but in his first game had to mark Mbappe. Now he's got to mark Haaland. It's difficult for 2 matches.
Again, the one thing that on this as well, when you look, the manager hasn't changed anyone because they actually played really, really well against France. If you look at the scoreline, you go, oh, France blew them out of the water. It wasn't that. They had a massive chance with Ismaïla Sarr just at the end of the first half, which he puts over. If he scores, the dynamic of the game is completely different. They do have weapons and energy off the bench. I think the best form of defence for these is to attack. They just don't feel the same when they sit in that low block and try and soak up pressure. They have to go, be energetic and put as much pressure on you as possible.
And Diouf will be one of the fullbacks as well that gets forward. He does it so well at West Ham, gets up the pitch and causes problems, puts some deliveries in. But it's all about that. I think that front 3 for me has to be the one that kicks into gear today.
And Diao as well at Como. He's a special player. He's got a lot of tools. He lights the place up when he's actually there playing. So he's an option for them off the bench.
Yeah, looking forward to this match. I actually think it's going to be fairly even. But let's bring in Mackenzie Brooks to talk about some of the bets you guys made earlier today.
Yeah, I hit my bet. Did you hit your bet, Nige?
No.
Really?
I didn't hit my bet. It's still hanging in the balance. We have a rain delay.
That's the second half.
That's why I like to keep things in the first half, make my money, and then I'm out of
Be
here.
smart.
See, that's
why you're the expert.
That's why you're an expert.
That's why, even West Coast games, Pac-12 after dark, college football, it's not for me. First quarter, first half, I'm out of there.
Yeah, we've still got a chance.
Yeah.
It just depends how they come out of the second half, right? Does this rain delay make them go, okay, let's go and get after it, or does it make it more like, okay, let's just not get into it? Does it kill the momentum?
Mm.
So for all of us, we're hoping they come out trying to get the job done in the first 10 minutes.
This rain delay is going to be a topic of conversation in a lot of places when you talk about the World Cup, where it's something we've never had to deal with and see before.
Right. Well, as far as making money for the next match, I do have some bets for that as well. If you remember from our betting 101, when we have lopsided matches like this, first half player props typically where I'm going to look. For a game like Norway and Senegal, that's where you're going to look at maybe both teams to score, maybe unders as well. So I took both teams to score for this game. Norway, fabulous offense, as we all know, but also have conceded goals in 14 of their last 15, right? So very much like the USA men's team, where it's like, great, we have this offense, but we're also giving up goals. And you talk about Senegal. Obviously, they didn't beat France, but still played a decent game, had possession for almost 50% of the game. And Norway, clearly, with this defense, has some holes. So both teams to score. And then if you want to sprinkle in just the draw, I don't think that's a full unit play, but I could see 1-1 very likely being the end score of this matchup here. That's around plus 235, so just a fun sprinkle for, obviously Norway wants to win, but is it the end of the world if they draw, right? You'll find a few matches here towards the end of group stage where a draw is not the end of the world, so I could see potentially that being the outcome. And as far as a player prop, Haaland, we've talked about, do not want to overthink it here. Minus 130, we will never see a price like that for him again if he scores or has an assist here. I think this is probably the last time you can get on him in this tournament at a reasonable price of minus 130. Not overthinking it. Had multiple goals, had multiple shots on target. The stars are shining in this tournament. You're seeing it all day. You've seen it for the past few weeks, so just bet on the stars.
It's a great point. We talk about, obviously, Messi, what he did today. Mbappe, obviously, in this game at the moment, he's got. I'm sure he's going to be motivated as well to want to join the big boys and be a star.
These stars are killing the books right now. You get Messi score, you have Mbappe score. If Haaland scores, it's a bad day to be a sports book because, you know, all of the public's betting on those guys.
Well, I'm taking notes from it, kids. Maybe next time I'll jump in on these bets. We will see. Well, stick with us, everybody. We have more Golazo Match Day 48 Nations on the other side of this break.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If
Well, it's kind of that same sort of notion to me. That nostalgic.
It's like a little higher level than fast food, a little bit.
Yeah, but you know exactly what you're going to get every time.
Yeah, I do miss Nando's, I ain't gonna lie.
Except the table.
Thank you. What's your order?
You're not going to get a table.
You're just upset because that guy almost knocked you out in the last time we were at Nando's, remember?
Almost not me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Troy's a little bit touchy with Nando's. Manager wasn't too nice to him. And
Wait, Troy, I want the tea.
Oh, you can have all the tea, no problem. This is what actually happened, not what they said. So what actually happened is we went to Nando's because Nigel wanted it again. What you'll realise is 2 nights in a row. Whatever Nigel wants, we all have to do.
That's all right.
Nigel went up and ordered his own food. I got everybody else's. Do you remember that, Gwella?
I remember that.
And then a manager was overzealous, bumped into me. We got into a little bit of a staring competition, and it was all sorted. It was fine. But no, I'm not a big Nando's guy in general.
All right.
Fundamentally, it's chicken and chips. Like it's not great. Actually, you know what? Push it out. You might get mashed potato if you're lucky. It's chicken and chips.
There goes our Nando's sponsorship.
You can have a Nando's card. Troy don't want one, thank you.
All right. Well, Nigel, what's your order?
He knows it.
Half a chicken, chips and rice, extra hot.
There you go. Look, everyone's buzzing. Get to Nando's. You get chicken and chips.
It's good.
It's good. Thank you.
It's good. Well, let's get back to the game. That was hilarious. So I need to know more details about that story. We have Norway and Senegal kicking off, but Holland had a dream debut, gets a brace. How far can he truly carry this team? Because we've been talking a lot about the teams that have that star player, but they're almost too reliant on them. Could he be one of those guys?
He's a guy that needs service, though. He can't do it on his own. So it's a little bit different than the other guys that we're seeing, because I think Mbappe could do some stuff on his own. Maybe even Messi as well. Obviously, there are a lot of guys doing the dirty work for him, but he needs the
Kane
service.
can as well. Would you put Kane in that category? He could do a bit on his own, or he needs the service?
No, he could do a bit of his own.
He could do both.
Yeah,
he could do both. I mean, in a different way. Like, he could make space around the box and stuff like that. I don't think he's past the days where he's going to pick it up in the midfield and drive. I don't think he's going to hurt you that way. But Holland needs service. But this team does provide him a lot of service. It's a good team. And the qualifying, the Italians know for sure how good they are. They beat them in a, 6-1, 7-1 aggregate. They scored their goal difference was plus 32, I think, in the qualifying. So this is a team that's not a joke. They're to me a little bit closer than the dark horses now. They could actually hurt teams and do stuff. And this game happens to be the biggest game in the group stage so far, because Senegal have no points from after playing France. So this one is huge, because if Norway win, they go out. Senegal go 2 games with no points.
Yeah.
Senegal, African champions on the field. So this is a big one. 2 teams of a very similar level as well.
No, I agree. There's nothing really more to add to what Greta said. I think both teams will look at this game and go, this is a game we can win. Not be disrespectful. They'll think both of their attacks will think, right, we can get at their defensive qualities. Both midfielders will feel that they can dominate the other midfield. And then ultimately, it's who's going to take their chances. Obviously, they've got Haaland up front in Norway. They will feel, right, that guy gets us goals all the time. But if you're Senegal, after just playing France, who are one of the favourite, the chances we created, the chances we missed, right, if we do that again, we'll absolutely win the game. So I think this is a game where both teams will look at this as not a must-win, but we can win.
Yeah, I agree to that. I think both teams will go in there confident. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think when I did the predictions, I believe I went for a 2-2 draw, and I can see a draw with both teams.
Nigel, I did as well.
Yeah. For 2-2.
Oh,
I said 2-2. I think it's going to be really tight.
Desmond,
both teams are eager to score.
Only Greta was different.
2-1 for me. Norway got the job done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we all think both teams are going to score, and again, it's all pretty close and pretty tight. So hoping it's going to be a really good, fascinating game. And this is one. When you see round 2, I was like, oh, that's going to be a good game.
It's a sneaky, sneaky good game.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. So I think that's going to be good. 2-2. Both teams should score. Both teams look a bit shaky at the back. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
When you look at this Senegal side, who are you relying on to get those goals?
The easy name will be to say Mane.
Yeah.
I think really now, Sarr could really make this team. I think Ismail Sarr could really make this Senegal team now and be the face of it. Had a fantastic season with Crystal Palace, seen the impact that he's had the entire season. I think now this is international level football now, where he really needs to stamp authority and put his name out there for people to know him an even bigger and larger scale around the world.
I'd agree with that, because I think Ismail is fantastic. But I also think Nicholas Jackson, it's a huge season for him. You think to the start of last season, Chelsea let him go. He goes to Bayern, doesn't really play because obviously Harry Kane has a fantastic record-breaking season. Now he's going back to Chelsea with a new manager, and it's looking like he could stay. So now it's an opportunity on the world stage to say, hey, I am that man. You've doubted me. Chelsea doubted me. Bayern doubted me. Let me show you who I am. And I think it's a big game, especially when you're coming up against another top striker. There's that like competitive edge as well, instantly. So yeah, I think Nicholas Jackson. I agree with Ismaila Sarr. He'll have a big impact, but Nicholas Jackson for me.
Grella, you agree?
Any of the front three.
Yeah.
I think they were very comfortable against France in the first half. If you went back and watched the first half of France, you'd be like, wow, this is a top team. Again, it goes back to the details. I think this happened to Ivory Coast when we just watched them a couple of days ago, where they dominated the game. They played very well against Germany, and then they got the details wrong. We saw that with Senegal against France. So if they do that again tonight, Norway, that's why I think Norway can get the win 2-1, because Haaland won't get the details wrong in front of goal. If they make one defensive mistake, Koulibaly loses Haaland in the box, you get on the wrong side of him in the box, then you're in trouble with Haaland.
Well, we shall see. We all agree Grella's the odd one out with Norway winning. Time will tell. Well, everybody, this has been Galazzo Match Day, 48 nations. Stick with us. More World Cup coverage on the other side of this break.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever
Started right in the second half. They've done well picking the second balls up. They're doing that better than France are in that midfield area. This is Kimbele. Change of pace from Mbappe and then overhit cross. Which Ibrahim Bayesh can see go away for an Iraqi throw-in. So difficult to defend against Mbappe in those situations. You know how quick he is. You know he's got that slight of foot as well. With skill, a little step over. Don't want to allow him too much space. Graham Arnold, who was assistant to both Frank Farina and Chris Hiddink, the Australian national team. Enjoy living on the first team. You've seen it along before the kick-off of the second half. As good as France. Their moments against Norway. Boston in their first game. They've had one or two impressive little passages here, particularly in the second half against France. I mean, Mari here on the ball. Let's see how back to Mari. Well sat in that position, just allowed them another ball, another pass to get them a little potential, just to retain possession, take that pressure off them. Just saw the water splash around the boots of Zidane Iqbal there. Ismail, good possession. Zidane Iqbal played really well. Iqbal being very good at possession. Going to ground, getting nothing from the Canadian referee Drew Fisher. He was a little bit more in hope. He thought the skill was enough to win him a foul. Strong from Corday. Sorry, Kunde. Here's Mbappe, and he's off, and he's found Barcola. He's come through the first challenge of Ali Hussein. He's trying to chop inside the right back now as Ali Hussein would not give up the task. Lucadinho. Olise. Into the box, it's nicked away well. It's in Iqbal. Dembele won't reach that. It's a real good tussle between Dosky and Dembele. Dosky's desperate to get onto him early. Showed him a little bit of space there, but heavy touch from Dembele. Just took it out to play. France always can be the last. Oh, trouble. Two all the goalkeepers made it actually. Kylian Mbappe gifted a goal. Iraq gifted something very similar to Erling Haaland in Boston in that first game. And I'm afraid they've done precisely the same. It's a different goalkeeper this time. But Ahmed Bashir beat just as Gerard Hassan was by Erling Haaland. Mbappe has another, and France have the cushion. You cannot do it at the highest level, and especially against two of the best strikers in world football. And they make an absolute mess of it. The overhit pass there from Tashin to his goalkeeper. Is he ready? He's just having a look and he takes his eye off the ball ever so slightly. It's brilliant from Dembele. He's so unselfish. He's got himself a tap-in, if you like, but he picks out his teammate, picks out his captain, and he gets his second goal of the game. Goodness me. Well, goalkeeping, defensive errors come back to haunt Iraq, just as they did in Boston. It's a shame, Steve, because they played so well, Iraq. They might have not carried too much of a threat up the top of the pitch, but they've been organised, they've been good in possession. They've made life very, very difficult for France. They've made France look very, very average tonight. But Mbappe has two. Dembele in field to Olise. Rabiot advancing. Olise. Rabiot was in court, but there was a little bit of contact with Tashi. Rabiot might have initiated that though. Just like to see that more often from Rabiot in terms of getting beyond the striker, joining in a little bit more. I feel like the two midfielders, Kone and Rabiot, they play too deep. I said it in the first half. They don't link up high enough up the pitch. It's very easy for the back four of Iraq just to stay in position. That's a throw in. It's Hussein Ali's forward ball in. Bradley Barcola. Hussein Ali with this throw in. Can't give goals away at this level, especially not against strikers of the quality of Haaland and Mbappe. Iraq have done that both their games so far. Well, what they did so well in the first half, every time that Seal had a goal kick, he just went direct and he missed that press out, and it takes out that worry of conceding a goal like that, misplacing a pass, because you're playing against the best strikers in the world. I think we've all got caught up in the Pep Guardiola style of playing out from the back, and everyone thinks, oh, it's the best thing to do. Not against players like this, it's not. You've got to take them off the equation. Kunde here for France. Olise. Drifting inside, finds Dembele. Dembele for Kylian Mbappe. Brilliant from Mbappe. Olise. No! around the stadium, even from the Iraqi fans. They're loving it because that is brilliant football. Just the movement. Chic of Elise. Smashes the full way downfield. That is Sahiba. Here's the batting. Mbappe's made a run. Elise's ball has found him. Back to Elise. It just flicked up a switch. France, Elise skipping past one. Ousmane Dembélé. Radio on target. Going to try and think a little bit. Hussein Ali for making it hard for him. Yeah, this is the one from earlier on. Mbappe, that little movement around the defender. She can't get close to it. Lays it to Elise. And then Elise is the man involved again. Lovely little pullback into Dembélé. He thinks he's getting his first goal in a major tournament, and then just at the back post, Rabiot's held off. Enough strength from the defender to make sure that he's round. Hussein Ali does enough. Well, they asked him, they just took it up a notch. Different level of speed and agility that they've got in forward areas. Substitution as on comes Ready Gareth Sulaka, central defender, who is currently playing in Thailand, and he is replaced number 4 zone, Tashin, goalkeeper, so it's back this time. Ismail has also been replaced by Yusuf Amin, wearing number 7, who plays for Larnaca. From the supporters who thought that Iraq might be about to give France another one. Playing with fire at the back, aren't they? Got to learn. You have to learn, and you don't learn, you'll get punished again. Mistakes that Iraq have made over the last couple of games. Manu Kone. For Makana. After that from Dembélé, through the goalkeeper. It is Iraq's second World Cup, first since 1986. And they have been beaten in every World Cup finals game they've played thus far. It's fouled by Kylian Mbappe. Sylvain Ekbel, again, so comfortable under pressure. Gets himself in between the ball of man and a little shove there from Mbappe. He's on a hat-trick. That you could do. Absolutely, it does feel like today is a contest between two masters of their trade. Haaland will have something to say as well. Yes, he will. Messi on 5 goals at these World Cup finals. Mbappe now on 4, ahead of the rest. Dembélé. Kudek getting back into Ousmane Dembélé. Dug up by Hashim. Held up by Al-Hamidi, who is caught by Little Makano. Does that well, Al-Hamidi. Gets himself in good positions. He's strong. He has to be strong against Upamecano. That's his biggest attribute, is being physical. He just holds his ground and waits for that shove in the back. Upamecano's asking why. Well, I think it's quite clear why. Just 1 goal last season in his loan spell at Luton Town from Ipswich. Al-Hamidi. I don't think he's an out-and-out goal scorer, is he, Steve? He's that different type of striker that you need in a game like this. I know you want goals, but you need that focal point who's going to take the pressure off your defence and allow midfielders to bounce the ball into him. Here's Zidane Iqbal. There's Doski. Doski, but can have over from Meccano. Be a break on here. It's put under good pressure by Al-Hamidi. And Saliba for France. Rabiot. Desiree Doué probably just ahead of Bradley Barcola for both club and country in the pecking order, but it's got to be close. In the second half of the season, it felt like Luis Enrique went for Doué over Barcola more often than not, and Deschamps may do the same, but what an option to have. I know, it's splitting hairs, isn't it? That's how good the pair of them are. It's so dangerous. I wonder what the reason both managers feel that Barcola has got the edge at the moment. Whether that is the defensive side of the game that he feels is just a little bit better. Bella cutting inside, that's taken a deflection. It will be a corner kick to France. Almost 20 minutes into the second half. It was an act of unselfishness from Ousmane Dembele, wasn't it, for Mbappe's goal? Given he has never scored a goal in a tournament finals. Exactly, but you listen to Luis Enrique talk about him, he says he's the ultimate team player. Luca Di with the ball into penalty area, glancing header. Target from Saliba. It is a corner though. He'll be disappointed, he will have felt that contact wasn't quite good enough. Corner is taken, Dembele rings it through. There were a few in the stadium who thought his weight was over there. Colin Gillespie from the NBA Sun site, watching Luton. Goals in this. Olise. And Dembele this time gets his goal. Ousmane Dembele in his 19th game for France at major tournament football. It is his 5th finals, his 3rd World Cup along with 2 Euros, and he's finally on the score sheet. 3-0. He deserves it for being unselfish before. He is absolutely delighted, and he should be as well. That'll build his confidence, it'll give him a real belief. But all the great work is from Olise. He's such a gem of a player. They've switched today. Olise has become the 10 and Dembele's been a wider player. It's the turn and the outside of the football from Olise. It just allows Dembele to take it off his back foot, and that touch just takes it away from the defender. He can't get back at him. He's wrong side. And the finish is clinical. Wonderful moment for Ousmane Dembele, who is being replaced along with Olise actually as France bring on Ryan Cherki and Desiree Doué. Doesn't make life any easier for Iraq, really, having Desiree Doué and Ryan Cherki coming on, but Dembele's last touch is to smash the ball into the back of the Iraqi net. It's a great time to be able to take those players off and bring new players on and continue the momentum that they found in this second half, France. Banish is replaced for Iraq by Aymar Sher, who is named after Pablo Aimar, who was his dad's favourite player, central midfielder. Now we're also going to get Marco Faggi, who plays with Venezia in Italy, coming on for Iraq. Ibrahim Bayesh and Amir Alamari are replaced. Alamari was on a yellow card, so that might be part of the equation. So there's also just been energy in that area, Steve. Just get overrun a little bit now. They've gone through an awful lot of work in that midfield, Iraq. It's been very difficult for them. So 3-0 to the French. Here they come again. Rabiot, Lucadine. Into Meccano. Check. Big moment for the Manchester City man to get on for the first time in a World Cup match. We all know his qualities we've seen this season. Incredible unlocking defences and finding passes. He plays with a confidence that people will call arrogance, but it's a real belief in himself as a player. Mbappe's little flick is steered away by Amin Garib Sulaka for a throw into France. Koenig. Upamecano. Desiree Doué here. Saliba. Koundé moving quickly into Desiree Doué, little back heel. Cherki, Doué just broke down between the two of them. Manu Kone's shin into the gloves of the goalkeeper. Hashim likes taking risks, Dosky. He's a very confident player, and I think others around him are sort of thinking, oh, I'm not so confident at the moment. We've made a few mistakes at the back. He's running across his own penalty area with the ball. Cherki here for France. This win will be enough to see him through to the knockout phase, but not to win the group. That'll be decided probably in Boston when they take on Norway. And nor will Iraq actually be eliminated, because if they were to beat Senegal in their last game, they could potentially still sneak in as the third place side. That does seem unlikely. Hamidi back to Akam Hashim. Has Doshku. Hussein Ali. Quick over the shoulders from Lucadine. Here's Rabiot. If they want to up the tempo, France, they'll score more. Just get the feeling with the substitutions and tired legs of tired minds of Iraq. Lucadine just couldn't quite get it through the block challenge. Yusuf Amin making progress down this right-hand side for Iraq. And the challenge comes in from Bradley Barcola, and that says everything about him. Well done. Both players So he's driven his team right up the pitch there. Had to. Marcola, we talked about that work rate off the ball, getting back into position. Might be 3-0, but he's still willing to put the hard work in. That this evening at 8 o'clock, your time, BBC One and I play for England versus Ghana. Wednesday at 10 p.m, same place. BBC One and I play Scotland, Brazil. As the corner kick is whipped in by Zidane, foul and put over the top of the bar by Rebin Gary Sulaka. I just fell to the wrong player, didn't it? Fell to a centre half. He found himself free at the back post. This is the goal from Dembele off that back foot. We were talking about that before, how it takes it away from Dosky. Dosky caught on the wrong side, and you can see it there from Dosky. He knows, and then he's just hoping that he makes a mess of it, Dembele, but he doesn't. He's clinical. He's comfortable on either side, both feet. Gets that right-footed shot away. Dosky to Zidane. Iqbal. Shear took this near side. Shear again. His substitute came on 5 minutes or so ago. Zidane Iqbal. Dutchkin going to Hassan. Zidane Iqbal. Hussein Ali. And again Hussein Ali. That's a nice ball. Really good ball. It's deflected away from the danger area, and Desiree Doué has it here for France. Referee is going to play an advantage with both players on the ground. Desiree Doué is back on his feet. The lucky midfielder is not, as it's clipped into the penalty area. Al-Hamidi! Nearly his big moment. The stretch, the contact, but just wide of the post from Ali Al-Hamidi. Yeah, it's really good work out on the left-hand side. The ball's a delight, and then you can see him here just pulling off Saliba. Saliba loses him, but credit to Luca Digne. He gets back in. He just does enough to put off Al-Hamidi. He's at full stretch. Maybe that was just why he couldn't quite get enough on it, but that was a dangerous moment for France. His calf muscles tightened up in the stretch. Mike Mannion is working the crap out of those legs. He's worked hard in that centre forward position. It's not been easy for him at all. 15 to play. France 3, Iraq 0 in Group I. Norway taking on Senegal in the other game, match day 2 in Group I. Because of the delay here, that's underway, I would imagine. Yes. I think there was a potential delay there as well in New York, New Jersey, and then they were worried about a delay for lightning as well, but that one passed, so it is underway, and it's currently goalless between those two. Akam Hashim here for Iraq. It's a ball. It's Kassem getting it wide. Kassem heads for the penalty area. There's 3 white jerseys in there. The cross is charged down by Kude. With a bit of help from Upamecano. Feels like the wind is getting up in Philadelphia. Hope it's not a storm blowing in. It's blowing it out the way. Sulaka here. Zidane Iqbal. He can be very pleased with his performance tonight. Yeah, I like him, I do. I think there's times where I think, can he hit a bigger pass and switch the play? But I think he just thinks, I just want to keep the ball, I want to take the pressure off the team, slow the pace of the game down, just allow the team to get the breather. There is Christian Carambeau. Some great moments with the French national side. Check. Upamecano. There's room on that right-hand side for Desiree Doué. Ryan Cherky. Trying to squeeze it into Koundé, clear the way as far as Rabiot. Kone. Cherky. Lucadi. Rabiot's made a run in the area. This is Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe stepping into its man, who the referee from Canada judges held his ground. Mbappe is claiming it was a foul. The referee doesn't think so. Crowd do. It's Kone. It was Aymar Cher, I think, who stood his ground. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the replay for Shonen. The fans down at pitch side thought it was a penalty. Cherky dipped in, Mbappe wide. We're still asking the question, why is it not a penalty? Lovely from Cherky, that little ball across, but here it is. There's no way that's a penalty. He just stamps his ground. Cher runs into him. There's nowhere the defender can go. This is the opportunity. Perhaps might have taken it on his left foot. Chose his favourite right foot. Always a difficult skill when it's coming across your body like that to hit it with the near foot. As we edge into the last 10 minutes of normal time. Taking his time over this goal kick. Basile. Referee has begun his count, so Basile will have to get on with it. He does. You're seeing Ali's head has gone straight down the play. Cherky. By Hussein, picked back by Kone. Barker can put it back. Oh, and it's put behind for a corner kick by Akam Hashim. Wasn't far wide of his own goal there. He's played well in the 2 games. Akam Hashim does well there to help his defence out. Cherky into Lucadine, who wasn't picked up. This little deep ball is headed away. Jules Koundé. Doué. Mbappe, and the whistle has gone. Offside flag has gone up. It's going to be a free kick to Iran. And France are going to make a couple more substitutions here. With Malo Gusto coming on, and also Magnez Akliouche, another exciting forward player who plays for Monaco. Yet another exciting forward player. Jules Koundé making way for Malo Gusto. That's a straight positional swap at right back. And Bradley Barcola is withdrawn. So Akliouche can get a taste of the World Cup. Yeah, I really like Akliouche. Another one who I saw in the Olympics. He played for France, very excited player. So he plays at Monaco. There's a lot of teams interested in him, looking to take him. You'll certainly see why in this tournament. He will force his way in because he's such a talent. I know it's going to be difficult because there's a plethora of talent in this French squad in forward areas. Played extremely well against Paris Saint-Germain for Monaco in the Champions League this season. There's Malo Gusto's clearance. It's a good crossfield ball to Youssef Ami. Controlled it neatly. Youssef Ami with a little trick comes inside of Luca Dean, finds Zidane Iqbal, who was dispossessed cleanly by Cherki. And one back by Youssef Ami. It's a conveyor belt, though, isn't it, of forward players that the French produce. Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it? Then we were talking about Spain as well, the forward players that they're producing at the moment. It's quite incredible. Some of the talent on display in Europe and in the World Cup. We've seen Spain and France back to back in consecutive days. Steve, what can you know, obvious differences is that's linked over the top of Mbappe, won't get onto that. But what are your thoughts about having seen them in close proximity? Well, I think France have got a better front line. I think midfield area, I'd be inclined to say that I prefer Spain. And then in the full-back areas, I think I like France more in centre-backs. It's going to be a very difficult one to split them. They've both got quality players. Like I said earlier, I just think France, physically, more dynamic as a team, stronger. It's certainly going to be an experience playing in these World Cup finals that these Iraqi players will treasure for the rest of their careers, the rest of their lives probably. It's not something that comes around every time for Iraq. 40 years between their two World Cup finals appearances. How different it might have been had they not made those two mistakes in the games. Leading 1-0 in this game, and then they make that error. Suddenly it just changes the momentum of the game. But in the previous game against Norway, it was 1-1. And they were going in at half-time in a great position. They concede right before half-time. Hussein Ali down the line, looking for Youssef Ami. Just ran out of pitch. Lucati. Sent to Upamecano. Check. Just about the only spot where there wasn't a blue shirt. I think he thought Kone was going to move into that area, asking the question why. Quite on the same wavelength. Luca Dean there for France, finding Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe swept into the path of Rabiot, moved to Malo Gusto. And back again to the fullback. Mbappe wants a little 1-2, nearly had it. Kone. Mbappe's made a run, he looks offside, he's put it in the goalkeeper's gloves anyway, now the flag does go up. Just went slightly too early. Yeah, it's just the right idea. With his pace, he just needs to run that early. I think he thought the pass was going to come a fraction earlier. Adventurous shot by Zidane Iqbal. Not a bad one either. Ali Al-Hamidi. Looking to have Sulaka. Turn is blocked off by Saliba. Referee says it was fair. And France might break. That's the pass that was going to find Doué or Mbappe. Cherki put it straight down the middle of the pair of them. A wrong decision from Cherki. So it was probably Mbappe on the left-hand side. That ball with the outside of the foot was a very difficult ball. Hussein Ali here for Iraq. One last throw of the dice from them, maybe. Youssef Hamidi's been lively since he came on. Little number 7. Yeah, he's done okay. He's quite tricky, isn't he? It's the end product. You'd like to see a little bit more from him. He's just been crowded out when he's got in forward areas because they don't really have any help in higher positions. Sheep exchanging a pass. Given away to Mbappe. It's Mbappe, Desiree Doué. Mbappe accelerating. Fantastic pace. And not quite the finish. He is something else when he really hits his stride. He's just electric, isn't he? So difficult to keep up with. Misplaced pass from Ali Al-Hamidi. And it allows Mbappe to open his legs up. Probably the touch that just takes it a little bit too wide on his left foot. That'll be his last action. Yeah, he's coming off. Kylian Mbappe is replaced. He's taken his World Cup goals tally to 16. He's now in joint second place with Miroslav Klose. He is 2 behind Lionel Messi after the Argentines' brace earlier against Austria. But they will be the top 2 come the end of this World Cup. Not quite sure who's going to be top. Messi has the edge at the moment. Rabiot's won it. And Rabiot is there again. And it's a goal kick as Marcus Thuram has come on for Kylian Mbappe. Was hoping it might fall his way. Well, they're setting new standards in terms of goal scoring at World Cups. We have 2 of the top 3 of all time playing in the same competition, and that's really something to treasure. Oh, it is. We're very fortunate to be in the position to watch these players live, and we saw a new player yesterday, a young up-and-coming player in Lamine Yamal, who's a special talent as well, who will have a huge effect on this competition. She just reached that. He's given the ball away though. Rabiot. Upamecano. Kone for Lucadine. Desiree Doué. Upamecano. Malo Gusto here for Rabiot. Cherki. A little back heel was cute. It's Thuram in the middle. Referee blows his whistle and says that will do.